quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
All right, Takis fans. Wendy's knows you love your Takis Fuego chips, so we thought, why not make a Takis Fuego meal with a Takis Fuego chicken sandwich with spicy chicken topped with crushed Takis Fuego chips and creamy corn spread. Plus, it comes with Fuego fries inspired by Takis and a bag of Takis Fuego chips. If we had any more heat, we might start an actual... I told him this would happen. For an intense new take on Takis chips, gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's. Includes 1 ounce Takis Fuego chips while supplies last.
Your home for U of A football.
Nobody will catch him. Touchdown, Arizona.
Men's basketball.
Midcourt. Shot is up. Good.
And baseball.
Here comes the winning run. And the Cats have won it.
Wildcats Radio 1290.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com.
Auto repair bills are through the roof. $3,000 to replace the transmission. $4,000 for a blown engine. And if your manufacturer's warranty is expired, you'll have to cover it all out of pocket. You need an Endurance Auto Protection Plan. No matter what the mileage, if your car is under 20 years old, Endurance can get you covered on the engine, electrical system, transmission, AC, drivetrain, and more. Endurance has plans for any budget. Repairs can be done at the certified mechanic of your choice, and they're paid directly with no middleman. Plans cover 24/7 roadside assistance, towing, battery jumps, fuel deliveries, tire changes, lockout services, and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Act now and get our elite benefits, including complete tire care and key fob replacement. A $2,000 value at no extra cost. With Endurance, you could never pay for covered auto repairs again, so call now for your free quote. Call 800-291-0376. 800-291-0376. 800-291-0376.
It may only be summer, but Arizona football can't get here soon enough.
Lozano got a hole inside the 40, jumps to the left to the 30, down to the 25 to the 20, still going.
Catch Kedrick Ricino and the Cats all season long, right here on Wildcats Radio 1290. KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station, your home for the best in college sports from the U of A across the NCAA. It's Wildcats Radio 1290.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
With the 8th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Carolina Panthers select Teteroa McMillan, wide receiver, Arizona.
With the 14th pick in the 2025 NBA Draft, the San Antonio Spurs select Carter Bryant from the University of Arizona.
With the 42nd pick of the 2025 MLB Draft, the Tampa Bay Rays select Brendan Summerhill, an outfielder from the University of Arizona.
How about that? That's a great way to cap off the 2024-2025 athletics year for the University of Arizona. Not one, not two, but 3 first-round picks in 3 different sports: football, basketball, baseball. First time that's happened at the University of Arizona since 2008. That was the year that was right before I got here, because I got here 17 years ago this week. I mentioned last week it's a week of anniversaries. 17 years ago this week, I arrived here in Tucson. So it was right before that, in 2008, then the Wildcats had the finalization of a year in which they had first-round picks in all the major American sports drafts: football, basketball, baseball. Back then, it was Antoine Cason taken in the first round by the then San Diego Chargers. Jared Bayless taken in the first round of the NBA draft. I believe it was Toronto, if I'm not mistaken. J-Dub, was that correct?
Bayless, yeah. Portland.
Portland, sorry.
Portland, yeah.
All right. And then Ryan Perry and Daniel Schlerf on the baseball side. And if I'm not mistaken, both of them were taken by the Detroit Tigers. So welcome to that club. Teteroa McMillan, Carter Bryant, and Brendan Summerhill.
Apparently, DK, there's only 2 other schools who accomplished this, and that would be the North Carolina Tar Heels and the Michigan Wolverines. Michigan is claiming all 4. It's the first time it's ever been done, because they also had a first-round draft pick in the NHL draft this year.
Oh.
So they're saying that they're the first school who's ever had a first-round pick in all 4 of the major
How about that?
North American sports.
We can't, unfortunately, we cannot partake in that conversation. University of Arizona does not have a hockey team. But hey, good on Michigan for being in that conversation right there. Good for them. Yeah, they do play some hockey up there, and they do it pretty well. So, but that's cool. That's cool that you've got 3 guys. Even though let's we will put the quote asterisks on it, because Brendan Summerhill was taken in what I've come to call the magnificent extension of the first round of the draft in baseball, because you have all these compensatory picks that you get for, when you trade a guy. And I mean, there that is like an entire different round of its own. All of that.
Most times, if you look up a draft, you got first, second, third round.
Right.
But if you look up the Major League Baseball draft from yesterday, it's first round part 2, first round part 3, first round part 4, with a lot of letters. Too many letters for me to even understand what was going on.
It's a lot. It is a lot, for sure. But regardless, that is they consider that their first round. So because it's not the second round, even though the first round again comprises of essentially 5 different phases, or 4 different phases. Round 1 PPI, round 1C, and then compensatory round A. So that's 4 different levels of the first round of the Major League Baseball.
Did you get drafted in the first round, Grandpa Brendan? Well, it was really 1.3.
Exactly.
First kind,
right.
Sure.
Yeah,
first
that was a first round pick.
That was first round.
There you go.
That's what you say. Of course, it's first round.
So since then, we've had a boatload of other picks for Arizona. In fact, today there have been a number of different Wildcats that have been selected in the draft, and we'll give you the entirety of all of those young men. Yesterday, although Aaron Walton was taken in the second round of the draft, he was taken by my Cleveland Guardians. Welcome to Cleveland, Aaron Walton. Looking forward. He was also taken. There's a compensatory slot in the second round as well. So I think that goes through the first 4 rounds. There's different phases of the first 4 rounds. In the second round, there is also 4 different levels. There's round 2, CB round B, round 2 supplemental, and then round 2C. So he was
Too many
taken.
letters, Steve. Too many letters.
WAR. I mean, MLB has become an alphabet business, has it not? Has it not become an alphabet business? Has Major League Baseball?
A lot of abbreviations.
A lot for sure. So, congratulations to Aaron Walton. He was the 66th overall pick taken.
The Tribe
yesterday.
Know a thing or two about Robin home runs in center field. So,
well, there you go.
That's what he does.
Get out there. So today, you had Mason White taken by the Boston Red Sox in the 4th round, number 118th overall. Shout out to Mason White, the latest Tucson prepster to be drafted. 4th round. 5th round, Adonis Guzman taken by the Pittsburgh Pirates, 144th overall. So Adonis on his way to professional baseball. Then Julian Tagnini taken in the 7th round, 201st overall by the Washington Nationals. Julian, who is a member of that bullpen this season, alongside Hunter Alberini, who was taken in the 11th round, 338th overall by the Kansas City Royals. So far, I believe that is all to this point. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Just a few minutes ago, Casey Hintz, also one of the relievers for the Arizona Wildcats, was taken in the 16th round by the Seattle Mariners. So congratulations to Casey. He's the most recent of the Wild. So good, a good haul a good haul for Arizona baseball to have that number of guys taken in the Major League Baseball draft over the course of the last 2 days, with Brendan Summerhill leading that up, being a first-round pick. Good stuff there. All right, 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. The draft is still happening in baseball, so if there are any other players selected, we will be sure to let you know that. We'll also take a look and see if we've had any local youngsters drafted right out of high school. Sometimes you will have that as well, so we'll keep an eye on any of the local youngsters that were taken, as well as any maybe of the kids that made themselves eligible. I don't know if Pima had any kids that made themselves eligible right out of JC, but you can do that as well. We'll keep an eye on to let you know if any of the Aztecs were taken as well. A lot of guys going to have a chance to play some professional baseball, and that's what you always like to see. The road to the big leagues officially begins now. Get ready to ride on some buses and all kinds of stuff. And make sure you tip your clubby. That's all I can say.
Tempe.
And be nice to the broadcast.
Tempe Coronel Sol shortstop was drafted in the 5th round. That looks like the first Arizona prepster.
Wait. You said, I'm sorry, who?
Tempe Corona del Sol shortstop Jaden Lowry was drafted in the 5th round.
Okay. So that's the first
Arizona
from the
prepster.
state. Yeah, Arizona prepster.
Yeah.
Okay. Just looking through the Arizona list here, I'm not seeing any other prepsters. Quite a few guys from Arizona State. We need to see if our guy from Cienega that played at Arizona State, Isaiah Jackson, got drafted in the 8th round out of Cienega, Arizona State. He was drafted by the Anaheim Angels, or Los Angeles Angels now. So he was 229th overall. So shout out to Isaiah Jackson. His brother was also drafted into professional ball and made it to the big leagues with the Los Angeles Dodgers. I believe his brother is now playing overseas in either Japan or Korea.
So it used to be the Anaheim Angels of Los Angeles, and now is it the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim? Like, how does that work?
Exactly. LAA. Yeah. Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim is how they officially go by that. Who, since you brought them up, took 2 out of 3 from the Diamondbacks this weekend. So the Diamondbacks kind of stumbled. They lost the last game against the Padres and then the first 2 in Anaheim. So they lost 3 out of their 4 heading into the break. 3 games under 500 at 47 and 50, and it appears multiple reports saying that the Diamondbacks are going to be sellers. And so, and I'm not surprised by that at all. You look at this team right now and just ask yourself an honest question. Do you look at this team and say, I can see that team going deep into the postseason? And I know, if all you got to do is get there. That's always you just got to get to the postseason. Anything can happen. We saw that 2 years ago. But right now, this team is 5.5 games out of the wild card. There are 7 teams in front of them. There are 3 teams obviously in front of them for 4 teams in front of them for the final spot. Right now, the 3 wild card spots in the National League are being held by Milwaukee, the Mets, and the Padres. And they are 5.5 games behind the Padres right now. And I just don't see this being a team that, even if they got in, do you see this team beating the Dodgers? Do you see this team beating the Cubs? I don't see them beating any of those teams.
Does it change? I mean, we all know the buyers, sellers at the deadline concept, but does it change when your number 1 guy, Jordan Lawler, comes up and goes 0 for 19 during his stretch at the big leagues, right? Your number 1 prospect. What I mean that is that if you're thinking of selling, DK, you also have to have some people coming up through the system who are going to fill in those slots. Unless you're going to do a 1-for-1 trade a first baseman for another guy who can play first base at the major league level, right? It's tough because they missed the playoffs by 1 game last year, made a run 2 years ago, and just injuries. Injuries has been the story to me.
Yeah, it has been. The entire bullpen, we mentioned that last week, is pretty much gone. Kevin Ginkel is back, but everybody else that pretty much started there is on the injured list, and it's rough. So enjoy Gino while you can, because he's likely going to be one of the guys traded. Enjoy Josh Naylor, we hardly knew ye. He's probably going to be one of the guys traded. Maybe they'll trade Josh Naylor back to Cleveland. Who knows? I'd take him back there. Enjoy Zach Gallen because I think he's a guy. I mean, again, you got to look at pitching. Teams are going to want pitching. Zach Gallen, Cousin Merrill, Kelly, those are guys that are going to be on the block and likely dealt to turn this thing over and get young prospects back. And so, yeah, enjoy them while you can because they're likely not going to be here very long. Merrill Kelly was good yesterday. We'll get into that in our Diamondbacks download a little bit later. But Zach Gallen was not good on Saturday. He kind of looked like the Gallen that we've seen largely for the first half of this season, which has been average at best. And that's been hugely disappointing when you looked at what this rotation was supposed to be at the beginning of the season with him and Corbin Burns at the front. And Merrill Kelly there, who's, at least been solid, but not great. And then Brandon Pfaadt has been up and down, although he was pretty good last week. And so hopefully he's a guy that you can really start to hang your hat on. Because, again, that's the guy right now. If you're looking at the future, you're not going to trade a Brandon Pfaadt. But the other two older guys, the older pitchers, are likely going to be headed elsewhere come next week or in the coming 2 weeks before the deadline at the end of the month. All right, 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. We'll get into a lot today. Saw Superman over the weekend. Cleveland was great. Superman saves Cleveland. They tore up Jacobs Field. They tore up the field at the ballpark. But Superman saves Cleveland.
Did they or did the graphic design computer
people exactly.
Okay.
The graphic design computer people.
Got it.
Tore up the field in Cleveland. One of my buddies, well, in fact, the guy that introduced me to my wife is on the grounds crew at Progressive Field. And I played baseball. I played adult baseball with him. And so we, the groundskeeper, the head groundskeeper for Cleveland is a guy. He's been there ever since they opened the building. A guy named Brandon Kankey.
How come every groundskeeper has been there since they opened the building for the most part?
It's a good gig. When you can be groundskeeper for a Major League Ball club, I guess it's a pretty good gig. But he has always, his name's Brandon Kankey. He has always been super hyper active about his field. It's like, don't step on my grass. Sure. Like when we were there, when we'd be there covering stuff, stay off the grass, don't step on the grass.
So does that
he's that guy.
Poorly on him? There's a movie of it famously getting
just Mr. Ultra get off my grass. He is get off my lawn for sure. Don't mess with Brandon's lawn. So like when Superman is being dragged through the outfield grass, I'm the only one in the theater thinking, man, Brandon's going to be really upset.
He can't watch that scene.
Exactly. Brandon probably is not going to be watching that scene. So I texted my buddy. I said, all I could think about when I was watching that scene was how pissed off Brandon would probably be about that. And he was like, oh, he was pissed off when they filmed it.
That's what I mean. Like, he probably had to sign off on that. Like, this reflects poorly on me. Like, what are you guys doing? Pick a different Major League Baseball park.
Right. He was like, oh, yeah. He was not happy they were even filming last. It was about a year ago. He was not happy they were filming it last year. So good stuff there. All right, cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and weather together. Collisions that are reported Oracle near Prince on Oracle to the north of Prince Road. Crash I-10 frontage road near Craycroft on the eastbound I-10 frontage road near Craycroft. We do have a 20% chance of rain around 4 this afternoon. Fingers crossed. We do have a 40% chance of rain on Wednesday, 99. Tomorrow, 104 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio, 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get 60% off. Free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
AutoNation Honda Tucson at the Auto Mall is your premier automotive destination in town. Explore the new 2025 Honda models and extensive collection of pre-owned vehicles. Experience no-hassle financing and our no-haggle, one-price selection. Visit AutoNation Honda Tucson at the Auto Mall today.
It's time to talk Grizzly.
The air conditioner made specifically for Arizona summers.
Alaskan AC introduced the Grizzly a couple years ago, and the reviews are pouring in.
This one says, I love how quiet it is. I can hardly hear it come on, but I'm always comfortable.
Another person writes, finally an air conditioner that can withstand the desert heat and dust.
This one says, I like its fluffy fur and cute black nose.
Anyway, if it's time to upgrade your AC, you can't do better than the Grizzly.
Only available at Alaskan AC.
People love it.
Like this person who said, we live in an older home and the Grizzly keeps us comfortable in every room.
Or this guy. We live just outside of town and the dust is horrible. Glad we have an AC that can take it.
Or this one. He's so cuddly and has these adorable pads on his paws.
Gary, I think you're on a different webpage.
Gary, I think you're different.
Learn more about the Grizzly at AlaskanAC.com.
Some things can steal your sunshine. Ugh, I just got my hair done.
Sorry, the cooler's broken. Anyone see my flip-flops? Anyone?
But COVID-19 can steal a lot more.
I just took a COVID test. Ugh.
Prescription medications for COVID exist. If you test positive this summer, ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com/COVID-19 to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau, their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-749-8188. 800-749-8188. 800-749-8188.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Member Week is here at Lowe's. Don't miss your chance to get up to 40% off hundreds of items like paint, tools, home essentials, and more. Shop our exclusive deals happening in-store and online now through July 18th. Not a rewards member? Join for free today and get ready to save more. Lowe's, we help, you save. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
Some people just know they can save hundreds on home and auto insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check your house sitter has the new code first before leaving for vacation.
System lockout.
But that's the code.
Contacting authorities.
I'm out of here.
Oh, seriously, the car too?
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a home and auto bundle that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Not available in every state. Potential savings vary. Allstate Vehicle and Property Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. Monday, getting closer and closer to the start of Arizona football. What are we now? I think 16 days away, a little over 2 weeks away until football practice starts for your Arizona Wildcats. We'll dive into a little bit more of that coming up a little bit later. We were talking last week after the end of Big 12 Media Days a little bit about the offensive line situation with your Wildcats and what that's going to look like. And we kind of talked about Ty Buchanan because that's one of the guys that Brent Brennan pointed out at Big 12 Media Days, they also have a young man by the name of Tristan Bounds who has come into this program from the University of Michigan, and you will hear from him coming up a little bit later in our show. I mean, again, if you can get a kid from Michigan who was at Michigan, recruited by Michigan, didn't play a whole lot there, but that's a young man that you got to figure can come in here and be a pretty big asset for you. Huge kid, 6'8", 300 pounds. I mean, we've seen a lot of 300-pounders. Don't get me wrong here on the offensive line for the University of Arizona, but I don't know if we've seen too many of them that were 6'8". So
we know Deggy likes to run the ball, right? Like that's what he said.
Right.
However, in that up tempo, do you think there'll be less big guys like that and more mobile linemen? Is that the plan?
Well, they're going to have to. Well, I mean, they're going to have to be mobile for sure because I mean, his whole thing is fast. I mean,
Right.
it's like the Rich Rodriguez. Those guys are going to be on the move, so you're going to have guys that can get up to the line of scrimmage quickly.
6'8's a
after the
long
ball
way
is snapped.
to go from your brain to tell your feet what to do.
Exactly. Yeah, but it'll be interesting to kind of see how that all flows with some of the new guys. They're bringing in some guys from Power 5 conferences to play that offensive line, and that's going to be the key. We talked about it last week. That's going to be the key. So we'll see if they can bring themselves together into a cohesive unit and do so quickly. Because that was the first thing that stood out last year on the first week of practice was how meshed up, I like to say, meshed up the offensive line was, because there was a bunch of guys there that there are a bunch of guys not there, I should say, that you thought were going to be there.
Yeah, they're all out of position.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll kind of, that'll be, to me, that's going to be the number one storyline coming up in camp this year is the offensive line, what that looks like for the Arizona Wildcats and how quickly that can come together to try to, because if you don't have that, then it's good. I don't care how good Seth Dagey is. It's probably not going to be pretty.
And again, going back to the quick pace, right? Like the faster you go, the more connected you need the lineman to be, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it really snowballs. If you have a misread or somebody running the wrong play on first down, then all of a sudden you've got an issue second and third down. So having everybody be connected and understand, really it's about everybody being on that same page, understanding what is going on and not getting lost in the moment, and then max effort, right? And keeping fresh. I mean, you keep saying names. That just tells me defensive line, offensive line. I expect to see quite a few guys out there in a rotation.
We've been talking a lot the last week or so, obviously, with the drafting of Carter Bryant into the National Basketball Association Summer League going on in Las Vegas. The Dallas Mavericks have shut down Cooper Flagg after 2 games. He scored 31. He had the bad shooting game his first time out, and then he lit it up against the San Antonio Spurs. I believe that game was happening. Was that right after we left the air on Friday night? I think they played that game.
Yep.
Scored 31 points in that game, and then they decided, okay, we've seen enough. No, we don't need to roll you out there for any more of this. Surprise! I was a little surprised. I was surprised by that. I thought maybe we've seen teams do that before, where they'll shut a guy down, but I thought they would give him maybe at least, because I think they're going to play 7 games there potentially. I thought they'd give him at least 3 to 4.
I think it's 5 or 6 guaranteed, and then there's a postseason basically. So whoever the team's at the top, they play a little bit of a tournament at the end. I think 3 is probably a more normal number that I've seen in recent years. Guys like Zion and guys like that might have played in 3 games. They obviously want the fans to get out there and get a chance to see the number 1 overall pick. They'd like to see him run around a little bit against NBA-level players and players who are, right at the cusp of getting into the NBA. That's what the Summer League rosters are. But, Cooper Flagg doesn't have anything to prove. He's very young. I don't know what you gain outside of a Summer League team victory or whatever in the Vegas Summer League. So, I think 3 probably wouldn't have shocked anybody. 2, maybe a little bit early, but not surprised that the number 1 overall pick. The injury concerns, I think, are the big one, right? Because the worst story possible to come out of Vegas is number 1 can't-miss prospect, Wembanyama, Cooper Flagg, these kind of guys gets some kind of injury and misses training camp, misses some of the early season, you just can't have that.
How about Gabe Madsen for the Golden State Warriors? He was just raining threes. The Utah Ute. We saw that a little bit in college from him, and he was just killing it yesterday for the Warriors and their win over the Utah Jazz. But he made 6 3-point shots.
You got to be great at one thing in modern NBA. You got to be great. I mean, it's been like that for a while. This is not a new concept. But if you're really, really good at one thing, or even better, DK, really, really good at two things. TJ McConnell is a pest on-ball defender, and he can get in the lane and facilitate or knock down his own shot. Two things, right? If you're a great defender who can knock down threes, if you're a great post defender who can rebound, you don't have to be a 20-point plus scorer, any of those things, because there's plenty of positions to fill in the NBA. And so what we see right now is those guys who are trying to make a rotation, trying to make a name for themselves. If you're going out there trying to do everything great, then you don't get it. It's really just interviewing for one specific role on that team. Go watch the NBA team you got drafted by, what they did last year, what their deficiencies are, and maybe if they didn't have good outside shooting, show the team, show those scouts from the team who are watching that you can knock down those shots, show that you can create your own offense. Whatever it is they need, go out there and show that you're good to great at one thing.
Caleb Love has played in 2 games at the NBA Summer League. The Blazers are 1-1. Caleb in his last game against Memphis played 29 minutes, 7 of 21 from the floor, 3 of 9 from 3, scored 18 points in that outing for the Blazers. Let's hear from Caleb Love on his first 2 games in Las Vegas, and he has had the pleasure so far of playing alongside of another great young prospect, Yang Hansen.
All right, Caleb, so first off, how do you feel like you guys performed tonight? Obviously not able to get to the win tonight, particularly in kind of contrast to how you guys played last night.
Yeah, I think they just sped us up a little bit. You know, it was a lot of physicality in that game, and we just rushed, a lot of turnovers, a lot of leak out, easy layups to, transition and things like that. So it's stuff that we can control, and so I'm not too worried about it. We just get back in the lab, watch film, and we'll be better next game.
Another night for you, were able to put the ball in the bucket. How do you feel like you've been able to perform so far through 2 games?
I say it's okay. Not up to my standards, obviously. I want to be more efficient, but I definitely feel like I'm getting more and more comfortable, seeing a lot of different things out there and trying to make the best, reads possible.
Coach applauded you for being aggressive and being a major ball handler. But I want to ask you about your playmaking, getting other people involved. Is that something that you personally want to work on?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm a 6'3", 6'4", guard, and I got to be able to make reads or make plays for my teammates. And for me to be on the floor, I got to get my teammates involved and create easy shots for them so they can look good as well.
When you touch on Hassan and what you've seen out of Young, and obviously it's early, just a couple games, but would you touch on him and see what you've seen from him?
He's super talented, man. I love playing with him. He's a joy to be around. He's always laughing, always smiling, and he's super skilled. I mean, you see the flashy passes, you see the, footwork that he has, and, the touch around the rim. He's just scratching the surface.
Obviously, he got some challenges on communication. Do you feel any bummer while on the court, or do you think everything's working well?
I think he's learning day by day. He's getting better each and every day, and so we just want to make it easy or make it easier for him to understand. And then once he, gets more and more fluid, things skyrocket.
Can you share some of the conversation between you and him?
It's just a lot of laughing. I mean, honestly. Every time he sees me, he was like, hi. He loves, I think, he loves being around me. I love being around him. And, we just, creating that chemistry, creating that bond for years to come.
How are you indoctrinating him into American lifestyle? Is there some food you're giving it to? Is it music? Is it clothes? Is it drip?
I think it's music. His favorite song, American, is What the Helly by Rob 49. So that's a lot. He says the wrong team, right? He says that a lot, or he sings that a lot. So I think it's music for sure.
What are maybe some of the things you guys need to do better in the next game in order to get the W?
Just take care of the ball, be under control when we playing under pressure and things like that. When guys are pressuring you like that, you just want to, go right past them, make the right read, create a, advantage for us, and then, we kick out, dump down, or make a play for yourself.
What the helly? Do you know what the helly? J-Dub? I don't know what the hell.
I'm too old.
So far through 2 games, Caleb has taken 37 shots. 37 shots in 2 games.
The field goal percentage is about what we saw at Arizona and North Carolina. What is encouraging is 44% DK from deep on 8 attempts per game.
Yeah.
So his facilitating, it's tough to get on the same page with summer league guys. You have a very short camp. You don't really maybe know the tendencies. So his assist numbers could be a little bit higher, I think, from what that organization is looking for him as a two-way player or a player who wasn't drafted coming in. But clearly he's going to be able to get his own shot off. 44% DK, anywhere close to that. Anything, 36 and above, I think is acceptable at today's day and age if you're not a volume guy like Steph taking 14 a game. So that number, it's very encouraging, like I said, to see him shooting because he was streaky, right, in his 2 years at Arizona. That's really what they're looking for out of him. At 6'3", 6'4", you need to be able to consistently knock down open looks from outside because it's going to be real tough for Caleb Love to finish in the paint around those 6'11", super long guys. Not to say that he can't do it, but to do it consistently, DK, his shots tend to come from a little bit of fades, and I know that a lot of NBA guys like to eat that kind of stuff up. So we'll see how it goes, but encouraging shooting from distance, that's a good number to see so far.
Yeah, and if you weren't aware, J-Dub, what the hell is WTHLE?
Of course.
Everything's abbreviated in today. More letters, more alphabet city here for you on DK on the Sports Tip. DK and J-Dub, Dragon Ball has the afternoon off. Cricket will be with us as well a little bit later. We want to hear from you today. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290. Are you watching the Summer League? Have you seen Carter's play so far? He put up some more defense in that game against the Dallas Mavericks. I think he had a block on Cooper, if I'm not mistaken.
Cooper talked for about 30 seconds, DK, after the game, specifically about Carter Bryant.
Wow.
Just about, because they've played a lot. Obviously, in today's day and age, you're going to see a lot of each other if you're highly ranked AAU guys on that circuit. So, yeah, Cooper said, I love Carter. That's my guy. I know him well. His defense, he wouldn't let me breathe. He was picking me up full court. So even though Cooper got 31 in that game, he had some nice things to say about Carter Bryant's defense afterwards.
There you go. That's good stuff to hear when the best player in the draft is talking about your game, for sure.
Also, real quick, news did come out a couple days back that Mr. Victor Wembanyama has been cleared from his thrombosis.
Awesome.
So that blood clot issue he's good to go. He's good to get back into basketball activities.
You know what today was, J-Dub?
I do not.
The first day of school for elementary kids in Vail. July 14th. They're back to school.
It gets earlier and earlier every year.
And the high school kids in Vail at our 3 favorite high schools, Empire, Cienega, our 3 favorite in Vail, Empire, Cienega, and Micah Mountain, they'll be back in the building on Friday. How about that? I mean, that's like, I don't know if I could have done that when I was their age, gone back to school in July. I'd have been like fighting somebody. I was like, what are you talking about? I got to go to school in July. No. But hey, it is back to school, so those kids are going to be needing backpacks. We're going to talk a little bit about that coming up later in the show as well. We've got a number of backpack drives going on. One of them is being put on by the Tucson Police Officers Association. We want to make sure that if your kid needs a backpack, they have an opportunity to get a backpack. So we'll talk about that with some fine folks. We're going to have one of the sergeants from the TPOA will join us, as well as some fine folks from the Tucson Boys and Girls Club, as well as the Nova Home Loans, who is involved in that as well. Coming up, that'll be in the 4 o'clock hour, and then in the 5 o'clock hour, we will chat with John Perlman. He'll join us. John Perlman is the GM of FC Tucson. I was at the FC Tucson game last night. We'll get into that coming up as well straight ahead. DK on the Sports Tip. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic entry.
From the Auto Nation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together. Collisions that are reported: Oracle north of Prince, Palo Verde south of Ajo Way, eastbound I-10 frontage road near Craycroft, a collision and a vehicle fire reported. We do have about a 25% chance of rain around 4 this afternoon. I've got a 40% chance of rain on Wednesday, 99 tomorrow, and 104 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio, 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Business owners can now keep in touch with up to 200 staff members at one time. Go to rapidradios.com now for up to 60% off and free shipping.
It's DK on the Sports Tip. Did you hear what we were talking about? Desiree Reed-Francois joins us, the voice of the Wildcats, Brian Jeffries. We're chatting with Kim Doss, Lamont Lovett, John Elliott, Choya High School. Ryan Hansen joins us.
Anytime you guys want me on, let me know. I love your show. Thank you for all the hard work. You guys do an amazing job. We're extremely fortunate to have you in Southern Arizona.
DK on the Sports Tip, Monday through Fridays at 3, right here on Wildcats Radio, 1290.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit information kit. 800-761-0000. That's 800-761-0000.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. If you're driving right now, you may not be thinking about your tires, but chances are they've been tested before. Like that time you swerved to avoid the stray shopping cart that rolled into the street from nowhere? Or when you had a green light but did some extreme braking because another driver decided to turn left in front of you? And we've all had to navigate monsoon downpours that turned our streets into Arizona's largest slip and slide. At Jack Furrier's, we've helped Arizona drivers navigate these extreme moments for over 60 years with the right tires, the best deal, and a huge in-stock selection of the brands you trust. And now's the time to save big with the most rebates we've seen all year on the brands you love, like Michelin, Cooper, and Uniroyal tires, with up to $100 back all month long. And Jack Furrier cardholders get back another $30. Check out jackfurriers.com for details on all our sizzling summer savings. So for all those critical moments where your tires make the difference, check out Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care.
Constipation with belly pain that keeps coming back and back and back. If your symptoms keep coming back, talk to your doctor. It could be irritable bowel syndrome with constipation or IBS-C. Linzess could help you get ahead of it. Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Member Week is here at Lowe's. Don't miss your chance to get up to 40% off hundreds of items like paint, tools, home essentials, and more. Shop our exclusive deals happening in-store and online now through July 18th. Not a rewards member? Join for free today and get ready to save more. Lowe's, we help, you save. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
Some people just know they can save hundreds on home and auto insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check your house sitter has the new code first before leaving for vacation.
System lockout. But that's the code. Contacting authority.
I'm out of here.
Oh, seriously, the car too?
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a home and auto bundle that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Not available in every state. Potential savings vary. Allstate Vehicle and Property Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
This is Andrew Bogish with a Sports Minute sponsored by Metal Supermarkets, the convenience stores for metal. Find a store at metalsupermarkets.com. According to USA Today, MLB talked to roughly 12 National League pitchers before settling on Brewers rookie Jacob Mizorowski for an all-star spot. So the league didn't get carried away by his 5 career starts. It just couldn't find anyone who wanted to be in Atlanta tomorrow night, which doesn't say much about the game. I'm Andrew Bogish.
When you've got real work to do, Metal Supermarkets will help you get it done fast. With a huge variety of metals in stock, we can help no matter what job comes your way. And all it takes is a few clicks. We make buying metal online easy so you can spend less time shopping and more time getting things done. Metal Supermarkets, the convenience stores for metal. Place an order online today at metalsupermarkets.com.
All right, Takis fans. Wendy's knows you love your Takis Fuego chips. So we thought, why not make a Takis Fuego meal with a Takis Fuego chicken sandwich with spicy chicken topped with crushed Takis Fuego chips and creamy corn spread. Plus, it comes with Fuego fries inspired by Takis and a bag of Takis Fuego chips. If we had any more heat, we might start an actual... I told him this would happen. For an intense new take on Takis chips, gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's. Includes 1 ounce Takis Fuego chips while supplies last. Takis and Fuego trademarks are used under license.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
The Arizona Diamondbacks did not lose all 3 games in Anaheim this past weekend.
Wade lines it deep to left center. Alec Thomas is there, and the Diamondbacks avoid the 3-game sweep. They get the 5-1 win in L.A.
Needed this one. Torrey talked about he manages every day to try to win, and for a team limping into the All-Star break, it's good to get this one.
Yeah, limping's an appropriate word.
Limping at 47-50 are the Diamondbacks, and we mentioned they are 5.5 games out in the wild card currently. And in terms of the National League West, they're 11 games behind the front-running Dodgers and 5 games behind San Francisco for third place in the division. So the Diamondbacks have some meetings to take care of in this All-Star break. They'll be back on the field Friday at home to start the unofficial second half of the season. What that's going to look like, I'm sure, will likely be decided as the front office gets together to meet here in the next couple of days of this All-Star break. It started poorly with a walk-off loss on Friday night.
5-5 here, bottom of the 9th. The next pitch. That's a little pop down the left side. If it drops in, it's going to be a game winner. It is. Darno comes through, drops it into shallow left field. Angels come away with the victory. Walk off the D-backs. Darno is the hero for the Angels. Angels win it 6-5. You can put a halo over this one.
And then the demise of Mike Trout has been greatly exaggerated.
1 ball, 1 strike on Trout. Fly ball to right, hit pretty well. Back forward is Carroll, out near the wall. He leaps, it's gone. Mike Trout adds another home run. 395 in his major league career.
So we'll be on 400 watch for one Mike Trout coming up here. It's amazing. I still remember. I don't know if you know the story, J-Dub, but he was here in Tucson.
I did
when
hear
he
that,
got called up to the Angels for the very first time. He was with Salt Lake. They were playing the Tucson Padres back in, I believe it was 2012. Man, that was 13 years ago. That he was called up here from Tucson to make his major league debut, and here we are, 395 home runs later.
58 members of the 400-run home run club. If Mike Trout had not gotten injured, how many MVPs do you think he would have at this point?
Ooh, how many does he have?
I mean, I think he was
1?
like first 3 times and finished second the other 2 times in his first 5 years in the big league. So
he could have, five, at least 5.
Yeah, at least.
At least 5, for sure. So the Angels took the first 2 games of the series. D-backs, though, did get the win on Sunday. Merrill Kelly, cousin Merrill, if he is on the trading block, he did. He padded his resume for sure yesterday. He wasn't great yesterday. He got the win, but only pitched 5 innings, and it was kind of a chaotic 5 innings, 98 pitches. But again, only allowed 1 hit, did walk 4 guys, so he had a lot of traffic that he had to work around, but struck out 6 to get out of those innings and forced the Angels into stranding a whole lot of base runners yesterday. They would end up stranding 7 on the day as the Diamondbacks won it by a score of 5-1, and then all the new faces in the bullpen, minus Kevin Ginkel, contributed down the stretch for 4 scoreless innings to lock up that victory for Arizona. Jose Herrera had the big hit on offense.
Herrera, fair ball. That gets down the line. It will score 2 more runs. Jose Herrera chugs into second, and the Diamondbacks have opened up a 4-1 lead.
Jose Herrera, one of the catchers called up, obviously, with the injury to Gabby Moreno to fill that spot. Afterward, Torey Lovello talking just kind of about the situation. This is where we are, and this is what we need to do after things start going again on Friday.
We play to win baseball games. We do all that we can, and there's some frustration definitely that's building inside of each day, because I feel like we're playing good baseball but not great baseball. We're not doing the things that we traditionally do to help us win games, and we got to pitch better, and we got to pick up the ball behind the pitching. So we just got to keep fighting.
Got to keep fighting. That's for sure. Got to keep fighting. The question will be who you will be fighting with, because at this point, all indications are the Diamondbacks are going to be sellers at the deadline.
The last 2 weeks, it feels like every 48 hours, DK, there's a new injury report, right?
With this team, absolutely.
So you're talking about who you're going to be out there fighting with. It's kind of day to day.
Yeah, it has been, and it has really been for the last 2 months of the season, or at least going back to about mid-May. So yeah, that's 2 months, because we're in mid-July now. Since Corbin Burns went down, especially, it's kind of been that. Kevin Newman obviously played in that game yesterday. Arizona Wildcat. He went 0 for 2. Kevin, the pros play here. Kevin Newman, Arizona baseball class of 2015, is hitting .202 this season in limited playing time with the Angels. 1 home run, 8 runs batted in. He has played in 47 games this season as Kevin Newman. Kevin Newman playing now with his 5th franchise. Last year with the Diamondbacks, played at 111 games. Prior to that, Cincinnati. And he spent his first 5 big league seasons playing in Pittsburgh with the Pirates. So Kevin Newman still trying to hang on and create a major league career for himself. He has now played in over 660 games in the big leagues over the course of those 8 seasons now. A career .259 hitter, so hitting well below his average. But again, Kevin Newman still going out there. And they've also got Scott Kingery in the Angels system. You'll remember Kingery and Newman were compadres on the infield together. And Kingery got a whole lot of money early in his career in Philadelphia, but did not pan out there. And so he's bounced around in the minor leagues for a number of years, but was called up earlier this year. In fact, he was called up when the Angels were in Cleveland back about a month ago, and that was the first time he had been in the big leagues in almost 3 years. So shout out to Scott Kingery, who's been able to work his way back to the big leagues. That's why a lot of these guys never give up, man. You go back to the minors, you keep plugging along for that opportunity to potentially get back to the bigs and have another shot. And Scott Kingery was able to make that happen this year for us.
Look, because it's the Major League Baseball day to do with the draft today, my philosophy, DK, has always been thousands of people get drafted, right? And there's this entire system is set up, AAA through single A and all the other international leagues and whatnot. It's set up to basically allow players afford them the opportunity to create consistency in their games, right? Because a lot of people can swing the bat. A lot of people can throw 90 plus. The question is, can you put it in the same place you need to put it every single time? Can you go the opposite way if they're trying to pitch around you? And do you make base running errors? Do you make fielding errors, right? The amount of perfection required to be one of those 9 guys, right, in that rotation, in the lineup every single night, So because of that, I mean, every single guy you just mentioned on the list who might not have had a cup of coffee or isn't a mainstay, they really are just trying to create the opportunity to have more consistency and show that major league club, the parent club, that they can be one of those 9 guys day in, day out. And then you got to keep doing it, right? Because that's the issue I see with baseball. There's countless people trying to take your spot every single day. The way the system's set up, the NBA doesn't have 27 minor leagues, nor does the NFL, right? It's just Major League Baseball set up that way.
And we've got another Arizona Wildcat off the board in the Major League Baseball draft, which continues. How about this one? This is cool, too. Raul Guerrazar out of Rio Rico has been drafted in the 18th round by the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Nice.
So congratulations to Raul Guerrazar. I know his folks, they're probably having a party down there in Rio Rico right now. He's going to have an opportunity to stay here and come up in the system and work his way, hopefully, to the big leagues and potentially have a shot to pitch someday at Chase Field. So Raul Guerrazar, the latest Arizona Wildcat. Casey Hintz went in the 16th round. We mentioned Hunter Alvarez. So it's been a pitching fest here for the Arizona Wildcats today. Their last 3 picks have all been pitchers: Guerrazar, Casey Hintz, Hunter Alberini. Alberini going in the 11th round. Julian Tangini today in the 7th round. So the last 4 pitchers, or the last 4 players for the Wildcats after Adonis Guzman going in the 5th have all been pitchers.
It's funny you say Mr. Guerrazar is going to be playing in Arizona, right? But isn't it Reno, Amarillo, and Hillsboro, Oregon?
Well, yeah.
all of their every single one of their minor leagues.
Well, actually, he may go. You never know. He may go to the complex,
sure,
to start things off at Salt River. So he might get his start here. But yeah, you're going to be up in Oregon, Hillsboro. That's a nice place. They got a good fan base there. That's a fun place to go. But yeah, you got to work your way up. Got to work your way up to Chase Field, and Reno would be the last stop before you get there. So congratulations to Raul on making it to professional baseball as a draftee. There'll be many more that'll be signed potentially as undrafted free agents as we go. And there's still a few rounds to go, as I believe we're in the 20th. Oh, wait, we got just now another Wildcat. Breaking news, Michael Hilkert Jr., who pitched quite a bit late in the year. He has been drafted now in the 20th round by the Minnesota Twins. So another pitcher for the Arizona Wildcats off the board. Michael Hilkert Jr. drafted by the Twins.
Bring your coat.
Yeah, there you go. It will be cold up there at the beginning of those seasons. DK on the Sports Tip. Much more coming up for you again. Coming up here after the break, we're going to talk back to school, because every kid needs to have a backpack when they go back to school. We're going to be joined by Elia Ruiz from the Boys and Girls Club of Tucson, Priscilla Arrivez from Nova Home Loans, and Richard Gertius from the Tucson Police Officers Association to talk to you about the fabulous back-to-school backpack and school supply drive that they've got going on. So if there's anything you need, they're going to tell you how to get it. DK on the Sports Tip. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. Collisions reported Palo Verde south of Ajo Way, La Cañada, and Naranja. Also eastbound I-10 frontage road near Craycroft. We do have about a 35% chance of some monsoon action in the 4 p.m. hour, and it is 1:02 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get 60% off, free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
Don't miss out on any of the action as the University of Arizona takes on the Big 12 Conference.
But again, Caleb Love now taking over the game.
You're listening to the flagship home of Arizona Wildcats Athletics. Wildcats Radio 1290.
So hot. Hi, can I help you? Good afternoon. We're with Goodfellas AC Rapid Response Team. But I didn't call yet.
That's how fast we are, man.
Just as I thought. This AC is out.
No, we're not gonna lose it. Come on. Come on. Don't you die on me.
Johnson, get a hold of yourself. Sorry, we take this very seriously.
Wow, you fellas are good.
It's not just a name, ma'am.
It's who we are kind of thing.
Good service, good prices, good fellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
Constipation with belly pain that keeps coming back and back and back. If your symptoms keep coming back, talk to your doctor. It could be irritable bowel syndrome with constipation or IBS-C. Linzess could help you get ahead of it. Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
If you're ready to build your dream home, let the Window Depot help. Our expertise spans more than 20 years helping contractors provide custom windows built to last. Our in-house design team works closely with you and your contractor to create the perfect windows. From design to delivery, your contractor will have exactly what they need when they need it. And with the largest inventory and unbeatable prices, your dream windows are just a step away. Visit us in store to get started or find a location near you at thewindowdepot.com. The Window Depot. Best prices, biggest inventory.
Arizona's free safety position has a new name, the Bear.
A little ferocious name.
But it's going to be intercepted by Arizona. Genesis Smith.
Bear down with Genesis Smith and the Cats all season long. Right here on Wildcats Radio, 1290.
With Alaskan AC service guarantee, we'll arrive in one day or your repair is free.
That's right. What's right? What the singing people just said.
Gary, you have your earbuds in. I don't know what you're hearing.
Oh, this.
With Alaskan AC service guarantee, we'll arrive in one day or your repair is free.
That's right.
Hi, guys. What's right? That I have my earbuds in.
No, you don't. We were listening to the singing people.
Maybe I should go out and come back in again.
It's the thing about how we arrive in one day or your repair is free.
Oh, right. It's the Alaskan AC guarantee, so people aren't left waiting for a repairman. Don't we have singing people for that? Yes. Here, use my earbuds. Gross.
Just play it, Gary.
With Alaskan AC service guarantee, we'll arrive in one day or your repair is free.
That's right.
I know, right?
Right. I'm glad we had this meeting.
AlaskanAC.com.
All right, she's inside. Are you good?
Yeah. It's just, she's my baby girl, you know?
I do, and ceramic coating was a good choice.
She's beautiful.
Yep, I know.
Recon Auto Detailing. Enhance or restore your baby to her former glory with paint recondition, ceramic coating, paint protection, tinting, and more for full protection of your vehicle inside and out. New cars, old cars, we love them all. Recon Auto Detailing, 3829 North Oracle Road, Tucson. ReconDetail.com.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. What does it take to work for Arizona Athletics?
Whenever we hire anyone, we talk about high, low, high. High character, low ego, high outcome and energy.
We are your home for U of A sports. Wildcats Radio, 1290.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, we're in the summer months here in southern Arizona, but never too early to think about the start of the new school year for the youngsters in our community. And, of course, some of our youngsters are in year-round school, so they'll actually be back in the classroom here pretty quickly before you know it. Others more so towards the month of August. Everybody nowadays needs a backpack. I was traveling last week. I usually travel with a shoulder bag, but I traveled last week for the first time with a backpack. Always maybe an easier way. I might start to have to do that a little bit more frequently. But huge backpack drive going on here in Southern Arizona. It is the Tucson Police Officers Association, TPOA, and Nova Home Loans. They've launched their Operation Backpack Back to School Supply Drive. It is in partnership with the Boys and Girls Club. We have a number of folks who are joining us in studio today to talk about this. I've got Priscilla Arribas from Nova Home Loans is joining us. I've got Richard Gerdius. He is with the Tucson Police Department. And I've got Elia Ruiz. She is with the Tucson, the Boys and Girls Clubs of Tucson. Welcome to all of you here at the studio. So glad that you could be with us. I'll start with you, Elia. This obviously is a backpack drive to benefit the Boys and Girls Clubs. For those of you that maybe don't, for those of the folks out there that don't really know a lot about the Boys and Girls Club, tell us a little bit about what you guys do here in Southern Arizona.
Well, we have 6 clubhouses around the city, and we serve more than 2,000 kids every year. And we have different programs, more than 40 programs available for all the youth from 7 to 17 years old. We also have after-school program during the school year, and we also have the summer program during summer.
That is awesome. I mean, obviously, anything that we can do in our community with the youth. You mentioned these are all over town. Are these specifically in Tucson? Are they in some of our other outerlining cities? Where are these? Where are all the different clubhouses located? And is this mostly, obviously, during the school year, after school? And then let us know what happens in the summertime. Is it more of a day-long process for that?
Okay, during the school. During this after-school program, we have 6 different locations all around Tucson. You can find more about the locations on our website on www.bgctucson.org. We have a specific hours after school for all the kids to join our programs. And during summer, it's a little bit different. We serve the youth during the whole day from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. So we have different activities during summer. We also have field trips. We provide breakfast, lunch, and snacks during the day for the youth. And we have different activities for them.
So how long this backpack drive that you guys are doing, how long has this been going on here in our community?
This is going to be our first time with Nova, first year.
So this is the first year you guys have done
Yes.
this? So what was behind wanting to start something along these lines?
Well, we're looking to engage with the community and to let them know that we also have our clubhouses available for all our youth, and invite them to know more about the clubhouses around the city.
Now, you mentioned, obviously, Nova Home Loans is involved with that. Priscilla Rivas is from Nova Home Loans. How did you all come to be involved with it?
Yeah, so I was having a meeting with the TPOA. We were talking about a different partnership between Nova and the TPOA. And one of the things that they brought up is that they wanted to do, and they already do a Christmas Kids and Cops event where they take the kids shopping, but they wanted to serve the community a second time, and we were talking about doing like a back to school drive. And as soon as we had that conversation, I was like, why don't we partner with the Boys and Girls Club? Because Nova Home Loans, we're just a huge supporter of the Boys and Girls Club. A lot of our nonprofit or a lot of our charity work goes to them. Like whenever we host dollar amounts for classes or whenever we put events together that we charge for, we try to give back to that community. It's just part of our mission. Our owner, John Volpe, grew up in the Boys and Girls Club, and so he's a really big supporter of it. And so when I asked the TPOA if we could involve the Boys and Girls Club, they said absolutely.
That's so now it's interesting. So whose idea was it? Was it your idea then? And you said let's make this about the Boys and Girls Club, and then you guys forged the partnership with Richard and the TPA?
It started with Nova and the TPOA.
Okay.
And so we were just talking about other ways to involve the community. We were talking about other ways to involve the community, and they brought up something that Nova Home Loans does every year, which is the Miracle in El Barrio event that we put on for Christmas every year. And they said, we love what you guys do for the community. It would be kind of cool if we can incorporate some of that. And so we just said, you know what? We've already done that event for the last 21 years. We have the manpower and kind of just like the legwork of putting together a back to school drive. Why don't we just start this now? And so then the three of us kind of just became partners and putting this together for the kids.
And obviously TPOA, I should say, Tucson Police Officers Association. And Richard, that's where you kind of came into this. First of all, give me a little bit about your background. You are a police sergeant.
Yeah, I'm a police sergeant. Currently, I'm working for the Tucson Police Department in their public information office. I've been on for 18 years, and a little history about me and the reason why I wanted to do this partnership so much and kind of, work with our e-board to get this thing pushed through is because I grew up with the Boys and Girls Club growing up in Tucson. I played basketball there, went there after school. So, for me, this is something that I know the impact it has on our youth and our community because of the impact it had on me when I was younger. So once we kind of sat down, we kind of talked about, and we mentioned the Kids and Cops event that we have, but trying to give back to our community other than just at Christmas time. What other time of the year are our youth, impacted, and how can we help them? And I think we kind of came up to that conclusion where it's the back to school time. It's always stressful for parents and for kids going back to school, making sure they have all the supplies and something as simple as just backpacks that are needed for these kids to go to school. So, kind of putting our minds together, I think we came up with this event, and the partnership was, it's very genuine and came together very quickly. And, I'm thankful for the efforts that we all kind of put together in this.
I'm curious, from your standpoint, Richard, when you were growing up in the Boys and Girls Clubs, were there policemen that you interacted with through that kind of made you decide that might be a career that you wanted to pursue?
Yeah, I've had my interactions with the law enforcement throughout my career. My uncle did 30 plus years on the department, so I've kind of always been comfortable around the law enforcement community. But seeing some of the events that they went through, the Boys and Girls Club, sometimes they would just stop by, play basketball with us. It has that impact. And our biggest thing for our union side is, yes, we want to give back to the community with the material things, the backpacks and the giveaways and stuff like that too. But for us too, as a union side, we wanted to be able to build those bridges and kind of kill some of that stigma of what police are to our youth in the community. We want to show them we're just people too. We're people that love to play basketball, love to have fun and stuff like that. So to show the more humane side of us, to our community, and these events allow us to do that.
Okay, so then obviously you all can, talked about this event and wanting to do something to help. But when they first called you guys, then at the Boys and Girls Club, Elia, what was your response? Is this something that you have to go through meetings to get approved, or was this something like, absolutely, let's do it?
Yes, well, we have to talk about the departments and see who can help us and what would be the process to get all together and have this event happen.
Had you guys done any type of other back to school activities prior to, engaging with a backpack drive?
Yes, we usually have a backpack drive every year, along with the TPD as well.
So you've done it before?
Yes.
Okay, because I thought this was initially I misunderstood. I thought you said this was the first time you guys have done it. It's the first time you've done it with Nova, but
Correct.
you had done a backpack drive before. So how long does it go back in terms of how long have you been doing it?
Well, we've been doing this for a few years now, around 5 years.
5 years. So how did it get started? Like, whose idea was it to start it 5 years ago, and why? Why was that something you guys felt like you wanted to do?
Well, like we mentioned, it's something that we saw the need around the community for those kids to go back to school prepared, and we created the idea to develop this kind of events to help them.
Now, is this just for youngsters that are involved in the Boys and Girls Club, or are all youngsters open for an opportunity to get a backpack?
Yeah, so initially when we thought about the idea, the Boys and Girls Club, they were doing already a back-to-school drive or a backpack drive, but they were giving them to the kids like as they had already started the school year. And so when we presented the idea of doing it before the start of the school year for most of these kids and being able to supply them before they go into their first day of school, I think that's kind of where that partnership was, it made sense. And so when we talked to them, they were like, well, we would love to do this, but are we able to supply backpacks for all of our kids? And we said, absolutely. And then along with the efforts of the TPOA and our efforts and our partnerships with the schools, we have invited certain principals to bring, or elect a couple of families or kids that could really use it. So it's we're just trying to. It's our first year doing it in this way, so we're just trying to figure out what's the best way to make sure that we are able to supply every kid who comes through the line with that. And so both the Boys and Girls Club and other public members are available to come to the event.
We're chatting with Elia Ruiz from the Boys and Girls Club of Tucson, Priscilla Arrivas from Nova Home Loans, Richard Gertius from the Tucson Police Officers Association. We're going to ask them to hang on with us. We'll talk more about this backpack drive we've got going on as, again, school is back in session in Vail, and we're just probably about 3 weeks away from school being back in session for everybody here in southern Arizona. But right now we welcome in the third member of our team. I don't think you're going to be able to see her today because her camera is down once again, but Cricket
it's okay.
Joins us. So Cricket, how did Kiki's party go?
It was really fun. She surprisingly only invited 5 of her friends.
Oh, wow.
Like last year,
She doesn't have an entourage. She's just like, I'm keeping my circle close.
She kept her circle close this year. Last year, she had like 24 kids there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like this year, I was like, where is everybody? She goes, I just invited like 5 friends.
So she gets to have a party every year? You guys throw a party every year?
Of course.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Man, she's special.
Well, they're lucky, too, though, that they live with a pool. You know, they've got a pool in their backyard, and they want everyone to come enjoy it, have fun, and come on, let's, Dad thinks, we pay all this money to keep this pool up, so you better be swimming.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, no wonder. Yeah. If you got a pool, you got to use it.
Of course.
Especially this time of year for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So what was her favorite gift?
Probably the one I gave her.
Oh, there you go. Which was, what did you get her again?
I got her actually a really good backpack finally. So speaking of backpacks that you were just talking,
Oh, you got her a backpack.
Yeah, like instead of like a $20 whatever, that breaks every year, I got her a nice Jan
Okay,
Sport.
how did you find this? And what all does it have? Like, does it have multiple, like,
That's too much,
1,000 pockets?
Well,
for
I asked her,
everything?
I specifically asked her, because I don't know if you guys grew up with carrying Jan Sports, but that was like the backpack, and they're sturdy, they don't break. Like, I carried a Jan Sport from high school up till I was like 40.
Oh, wow.
And so I was like, you need a good backpack. And I was like, what do you think of this? So Jan Sport is kind of basic. Like all the backpacks you see nowadays, they've got 1 million pockets and all these compartments. And I was like, what do you think of this one? She's like, oh, I like that. That's perfect. So I got her nice Jan Sport. She's an interesting kid. She asks for school stuff every year for her birthday. Okay. She's interesting. She wanted pens and pencils and notebooks and book tabs and, stuff like that, bookmarks. So she got a big back to school pack from Auntie TT.
I still can't get over the pencil thing. Like I would not have thought the kids still used pencils because I guess they still write.
They have to, yeah. I guess that's what I said too. And she asked for bookmarks, and I said, you guys still use
bookmarks?
Books? And she likes
What?
those magnetic like bookmarks. And I was like, you guys still use books? She says, oh yeah. I thought it was all electronic.
Well,
I didn't realize.
I would have thought so too.
Well, you can't. You have to, in a day and age where everybody has tablets and everybody's using technology. How do you maintain a constant, right? Like when you take tests, it's still got to be number 2. Still got to be filling out circles, because there's just so many ways that you can do bad things if you have access to technology
to everything,
and understand how to use it.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, if you're a bad, Apple, then you can certainly find a way when there's technology involved. But if it's just a pencil and a piece of paper and the door's closed and the teacher's watching everybody, that whole thing, I mean, it's like nuclear missiles, right? They use like computers from the 60s. They don't use computers from 2020. They use computers that, are disk drive based. So same thing.
Yeah, that's fair.
There you go. Well, I'm glad Kiki had a good group of friends over. Everybody enjoyed the pool, and she got awesome, nice gifts from her Aunt TT. Is that what's it, Aunt KK? What do you call yourself?
They call me. All the kids have always called me TT.
TT.
Yeah.
Aunt T.
Yeah.
TT.
Auntie TT.
There you go. All right. Well, good job, Auntie TT.
Well, thank you.
Keep doing your thing.
How was your guys this weekend?
Well, I saw Superman.
Oh, what'd you think?
It was
really?
okay. I didn't.
Oh.
I thought it was. I don't know. It's weird. I'll get into it later. It's like the 12-year-old me, like when I saw Superman in 1978. That movie was probably corny, but I liked it because I was 12. But then you see a movie like when you're in your late 50s and you think, this is so corny. Like this monster was like walking around in the middle of downtown Cleveland. Like I just there were parts of it I couldn't get into.
You just were like, that's no.
Yeah, I was
James
like,
Gunn, if you're not familiar with James Gunn's directing style, like he has a very specific style. Lots of music, lots of abstract stuff.
It was abstract for sure.
But not a big fan, huh?
It was. I gave it a C.
Oh,
I gave
okay.
it a C. So I enjoyed seeing my hometown on display and
That's
all of
cool.
that. That was the best part of it for me.
Fair enough.
There we go. Cricket getting you home now every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather.
And from the Auto Nation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio, 1290 traffic and weather together. La Cañada and Naranja, collision reported there. Earlier wreck, eastbound I-10 frontage road near Craycroft. So we definitely have a chance for some monsoon action, about a 60% chance of rain this hour and next hour as well. 102 now.
Finally.
It's something's
Like
a brewing.
it hasn't rained since I got back to town.
DK,
I thought I was going to have to leave town again.
DK, the sky is angry outside right
It's
now.
it's mad
It's
out
making
there.
a lot of noise.
Yeah, it's angry out there.
Can't hear it in here.
Well, we should turn it up outside for you. And I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio, 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Payday. Hardworking people need a hardworking candy bar. Packed with peanuts and filled with golden caramel, Payday is definitely working hard for you. So grab one now to power you through the day. Payday Peanut Caramel Bar. Get to it.
The jungle has moved afternoon, so grab your best Tucson tuxedo and join us on the Jim Rome Show weekdays from noon till 3 p.m. right here on the flagship home of your Arizona Wildcats, Wildcats Radio 1290.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
It's July and we're celebrating Independence Day all month. Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing wants to buy your old air conditioning unit. For the month of July, we will buy back your old AC unit for $1,776 with the purchase and installation of a new air conditioning system. Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, keeping you cool all summer long. Call us at 520-492-0748 or picturerockschooling.com.
Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
Ever wish you could get advice from your future self?
Hey, you, present self. Huh? Who said that? It's me. I mean you, from 40 years in the future. Future me? Wow. Look, there's no time. The most important thing you need to do right now is go to Tobacco Barn. Tobacco Barn? Why? We could have saved a fortune. What are you talking about? At Tobacco Barn, you save up to 40% on your favorite tobacco products. 40%! Do you know how much that adds up to over 40 years? 40%? Wow, that's a lot. And get this, you pay no city or state sales tax. It's basically free money. Plus, there's a $3 coupon available at tobaccobarntucson.com. A $3 coupon? No sales tax, 40% off. Why didn't you tell me sooner, future self? By the way, when you meet a girl named Charlene, don't ask her to marry you. I already did. Oh, crud.
Don't wait for your future self to tell you. Save today at Tobacco Barn, Nogales Highway, 1 mile south of Valencia. Check tobaccobarntucson.com.
Check engine, ABS, or maintenance light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. The service is free and provides a report with solutions verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we could recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Here's comedian Howie Mandel for hands-free Cozy Fit Skechers slip-ins.
Yeah, I'm holding a new Cozy Fit Skechers slip-in sneaker, and first of all, I barely know I'm holding it. It's that light. You see, Cozy Fit is a cool new sneaker where the upper is made of a soft quilted material. It's kind of like a little puffer jacket for your feet, except it looks like a super stylish sneaker.
Introducing new Cozy Fit Skechers slip-ins, the latest comfort creation from Skechers. You can find Cozy Fit Skechers slip-ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8695. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Report. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call
800-575-8695. That's 800-575-8695.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Download our app. It slaps. Nobody covers Southern Arizona sports like we do. Don't miss out on any of the highlights, stories, and analysis. The flagship home for Arizona Wildcats athletics, Wildcats Radio 1290.
I'm Chris Sylvester with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. Browns rookie running back Quinshon Judkins was arrested over the weekend on a misdemeanor domestic violence charge, according to the Broward County, Florida Sheriff's Office. The 21-year-old posted bond Sunday afternoon and is currently pending trial. In a statement, the Browns said they're aware of the matter but will decline further comment. Judkins, a second-round pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, remains unsigned. Meantime, Chargers second-round rookie wide receiver Trey Harris also remains unsigned. Did not report to camp over the weekend along with his fellow rookies. NFL Network insider Ian Rappaport reports 30 of 32 second-round picks have yet to sign rookie deals due to an ongoing disagreement over guaranteed money. The Chargers are the first team to open camp with veterans set to report Wednesday. And after 13 seasons, 5-time Pro Bowler and Super Bowl champ Ndamukong Suh has officially announced his retirement from the NFL. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers. So we build specially adapted homes at Homes for Our Troops. And thanks to our donors and supporters, this life-changing gift of freedom is provided mortgage-free to these veterans. But we need you to join us too in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
All right, Takis fans. Wendy's knows you love your Takis Fuego chips. So we thought, why not make a Takis Fuego meal with a Takis Fuego chicken sandwich with spicy chicken topped with crushed Takis Fuego chips and creamy corn spread. Plus, it comes with Fuego fries inspired by Takis and a bag of Takis Fuego chips. If we had any more heat, we might start an actual... I told him this would happen. For an intense new take on Takis chips, gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's. Includes 1 ounce Takis Fuego chips while supplies last. Takis and Fuego trademarks are used under license.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
It is the Tucson Boys and Girls Club. It is the Tucson Police Officers Association in partnership with Nova Home Loans and their annual backpack drive. As families across Tucson prepare for the new school year, many children are still facing the barriers of having the basic supplies they need to succeed in the classroom. Obviously, there are going to be drop-off locations that are involved with this. Where are those drop-off locations, and how many different places can folks go to pick up a backpack? This runs through the middle of the month.
Yeah, so every Nova Home Loans location, so we have 3 different locations, Broadway and Wilmot, Oracle and Ina, and River and Campbell, and then we have all of the Tucson Police Officers Associations, or all the Tucson Police offices, the stations, and all the Boys and Girls Club locations. So, I mean, they're kind of everywhere. Tucson, the Police Officer Association, there's downtown, there's...
Yeah, we have 5 locations.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we have our downtown station, the main station is located on Stone. We have our West Side station that's located on Miracle Mile. East Side station is located on Golf Links. Our Midtown substation is located on Alvernon. I mean, anybody can get on any kind of smartphone right now and just Google Tucson Police Department. It'll get you to whatever the closest station is, and there you'll find a donation box in the front lobby.
Obviously, all 3 of these organizations do so much in our community. Priscilla, I'll start with you. What are some of the other things that Nova Home Loans is involved in here?
I am so grateful to my company, Nova Home Loans. It is part of our mission to give back to our community, and John Volpe, our owner, is so big on this. But we do a lot of events throughout the year. We've given back directly to just different schools. Like we've done stuff for Tucson High. We've done stuff for Sabino. We've done stuff for the Boys and Girls Club. We've done stuff for a lot of different organizations. So because we have a lot of loan officers, they have the ability to organize or support or sponsor many different things. So throughout the year, we're constantly sponsoring and supporting different organizations, a lot of just like a lot of youth recreational sports, and a lot of big organizations. We just had a pickleball tournament where we were able to give back to an organization called All In Youth Pickleball, where they supply equipment and coaching over to the kids at the Boys and Girls Club. And so there's so many events that we do all year long. And then our big one is the Miracle in El Barrio, where we do the Christmas toy drive.
Do you get tired of John bragging about his football career?
He translates that so well into the mortgage world. Yeah, we love him.
It's very impressive.
Yes.
Indeed. And obviously, in terms of the Boys and Girls Club, Ellie, I'm sure like a lot of organizations, you have major fundraisers throughout the year. What's the timetable? When do those fundraisers take place for you all?
Yes, we have our golf tournament that started for the first time this year. And we also have different events during the year to serve the community, like the Thanksgiving dinners that we provide to different families and for the families in our clubhouses.
We're joined in studio by Elia Ruiz. She is with the Boys and Girls Clubs of Tucson, Priscilla Rivas from Nova Home Loans, and Richard Gertius, a sergeant with the Tucson Police Department. Speaking of TPOA and the Tucson Police Officers Association, you guys are obviously, Richard, doing a lot in the community as well. And we had Ella kind of mention some of the things that they're doing during the holidays. Obviously, you guys have the big Kids and Cops every Christmas.
Yeah,
here in Southern Arizona.
Yeah, it's one of our biggest things we've done. And so I think that's where all this kind of started. We saw the impact that we're able to have during the Kids and Cops event. We've been doing this for 10 plus years. If not more, at least at the Target on Oracle, we've been doing it for 10 plus years, where we get kids that are kind of sponsored by, either by their school or by members of our union. And we're able to take them to Target, give them a gift card of $125 plus, allow them to go get just some of the necessities in life, if it's clothes, shoes, whatever they need. But we also want to make sure those kids have, presents and toys to open up for Christmas. So it's a pretty good event. We get everybody, this past year we had people from the Air Force come out to help us. We have our CSOs, detectives, officers. We have mariachis out there. We just try to make it a good time for these families so they can enjoy a little bit of the Christmas.
Do you guys have a major fundraising event at all throughout the year to help raise funds at all?
We kind of raise funds throughout the year. We've been getting some sponsors. I think that's how the conversation with Nova started off, talking about how we can help each other out with this and try to increase our reach in this event. QT was our sponsor this past year. We're thankful for everything they did for us, but just trying to figure out how we can impact the community even more. So for us, partnering and doing this backpack event was just a step out of kind of what we've normally done. I can tell you our union now and the members that we have on our board now are always trying to think about how to get back to the community on a more regular basis rather than just a Christmas time. So backpack events, one of the biggest things that I think we all jumped on board on. We're super happy to do that. Now we're talking about doing possible scholarships. So just trying to expand and reach out. But as far as any kind of like single fundraising thing, we kind of just do it throughout the year. We kind of just make our connections with community members, especially partnering with people like Nova Home Loans and Boys and Girls Clubs who do so much for our community. I mean, for us, it's just trying to make those connections and just continue to build and see how we can, support each other.
You mentioned earlier trying to create a new perception within the community and with kids about police work. Do you feel like that's resonating with the youth in this community?
Yeah, I think it does. I mean, I think the biggest goal that we have is we want to reduce barriers, create opportunities, and, we want to invest in Tucson's future. A lot of our officers here are homegrown. They've been here, they were raised here, and they're raising families here now. So I think what we're seeing now is we're seeing people who've grown up in this community, who care about this community, trying to get back to the community, trying to see it grow, evolve, and flourish. And I think we all can say we want a better Tucson. We want a better Tucson for ourselves. We want a better Tucson for our kids and, for our grandkids. So I think just trying to build those relationships, let everybody know we're here together, working together to try to make a better future is it's what we need to do.
When that youngster comes up to you and says, I want to be a cop, what do you say to them about the path to do that?
It's one of those ones, explore, see what you really want to do in life. Explore every single avenue. And if this is something that you want to do, reach out to a cop when you get closer to the age. We have programs that can get people into seeing what it's like. We have our Explorer program where you can start, I believe, at 14 years old. You can go all the way up until 20 with our Explorer program. Kind of gives you a taste of what being in law enforcement's like. You get to go to a mini academy. And then we also have our CSO program where you can be 18 years old, get into the police department early. You go to things such as traffic accidents, burglaries. So you're doing some of the police work without going to the dangerous situations. It really gives our youth the ability to see if this is something they want to do long term. And if it's something they want to do, it's a great pathway to become an officer.
It is the Tucson Police Officers Association in partnership with Nova Home Loans and the Boys and Girls Club of Tucson Backpack Back to School Supply Drive. And you can pick these up, community members donating school supplies at all of the Tucson area Nova Home Loans branches. How many branches are there again, Priscilla? Three branches for Nova Home Loans. The Tucson Police Department, all the stations, downtown station primarily, but there are also, I would imagine, satellite stations.
Yeah, we have a total of 5. So all 5 stations, you look up Tucson Police Department, look at up in any substation besides the main station, we're going to have donation boxes there as well.
And all of the locations for the Boys and Girls Club here in Tucson. And you can drop off if you have something you want to like. Is there a specific condition you're looking in terms of we don't want 10-year-old backpacks, I would imagine that kind of thing.
We're supporting all K through 8 and even any high schoolers. But really what we're looking forward to is any kind of the school supplies that they might need. Backpacks, notebooks, composition books, pencils, crayons, colored pencils, markers, scissors, glue sticks, dry erase markers. But primarily, I think what I am most looking forward to is seeing the character and the backpacks that would make a kid very excited about being able to go to a supply drive. I imagine that for some of them, there may be, either feelings about either getting something for free. So we want to make this as seamless for them as possible, where it looks like they got to pick something out. We want them to feel like they're actually getting to shop, but they're not having to, pull out their credit card at the very end. So we're looking forward to backpacks, folders, pencils, any school supplies.
Are kids still using pencils out there?
Yeah, they still use pencils. Number 2, Ticonderoga.
Oh, wow. Number 2 pencils are still a thing. I would not have thought that the number 2 pencil, I thought I was the only one in the building still using
you might be, but the kids definitely.
That's awesome. Priscilla, just give us that deadline once again.
Yeah, the deadline to drop off supplies is Friday, July 18th. At any one of the locations that we mentioned, we're trying to collect as many supplies and so that way we can sort through it, figure out what exactly we need, and then our actual event will be July 25th. So July 18th is the deadline to drop off supplies.
Well, hey, we appreciate all of you coming out here to chat with us today about this fabulous event. Please do keep us abreast of everything you have going on in the community so that we can make sure folks know how to take advantage of all these services.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. That, again, is going to be a fabulous event in terms of getting backpacks in the hands of our students who, again, are back in school in the Vail District this week. And I believe it's August the 4th for Tucson Unified School
Jan
District.
Sport, if you got them, that's a big endorsement from cricket.
Jam Sport. Yeah, the Jam Sport backpack. It's all
Jan
the
Sport.
rage with the kids nowadays. You know what's also the rage is sweet deals. We've got them. We had a great one last week. For the wineries down in Sonoita. How about this Friday? A sweet deal from El Torero. El Torero. $50 gift certificate, just $25. El Torero, since 1956, has been serving authentic Sonoran-style Mexican cuisine in the heart of the historic 4th Avenue District in Tucson. Family-owned and operated for nearly 70 years. This South Tucson staple is where tradition meets flavor. Home of the best green corn tamales in town. El Torero's recipes have stood the test of time, offering a true taste of Tucson's rich culinary heritage. From their classy patty tacos to refreshing margaritas and cold beer, every bite and sip tells a story of the family and the flavor. El Torero, more than a restaurant, it is absolutely a tradition. Visit them today on historic 4th Avenue and experience the taste of Tucson. I've got a sweet deal for you. $50 gift certificate for just $25. It goes on sale this Friday, 8:30 a.m. Wildcats Radio 1290 for El Torero. Be sure to jump online and get that sweet deal. it's starting to get a little nasty outside. I went outside. I checked it out. The cricket was not lying. The clouds are starting to build up. Some areas of southern Arizona are getting rain. Please let us know. 520-848-1290 if there's anything drastic concerning the weather in your neighborhood that we need to alert people to. Give us a call and let us know what is happening. You are our eyes and ears out there as we begin to get a monsoon storm coming through southern Arizona. Cricket getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. Collisions that are reported: Swan and Fort Lowell and Swan, Country Club near Grant on Country Club to the north of Grant, La Cañada and Naranja also crash eastbound I-10 frontage road near Craycroft. There's a very good chance of some monsoon action, about a 60% chance of rain into next hour, 1:01 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Aleve. Life doesn't wait, and neither should you. Aleve can help you deal with pain less throughout your day. With just one pill, Aleve lasts up to 12 hours. Don't let those aches and pains hold you back from doing what's important to you. Use as directed.
Discover luxury at BMW of Tucson, your premier BMW dealership. Explore our extensive inventory, lease specials, and state-of-the-art service. Visit us at the Tucson Auto Mall or at bmwoftucson.com today.
You're listening to The Jim Rome Show.
Give the show a couple of weeks. You're not going to like it. Nobody likes this show the first time they heard it. My wife hated the show. I married her. Give it 2 weeks. If after 2 weeks you can honestly say to me, you know what, Rome, I did it. I listened to every day for 2 weeks, and the truth is, I hate you more now than I did the first day. Then I'm going to be man enough to say to you, you know what, you probably aren't that smart. You need 2 more weeks.
We love Jim Rome every Monday through Friday on Wildcats Radio 1290.
It's time to talk Grizzly.
The air conditioner made specifically for Arizona summers.
Alaskan AC introduced the Grizzly a couple years ago, and the reviews are pouring in.
This one says, I love how quiet it is. I can hardly hear it come on, but I'm always comfortable.
Another person writes, finally an air conditioner that can withstand the desert heat and dust.
This one says, I like its fluffy fur and cute black nose.
Anyway, if it's time to upgrade your AC, you can't do better than the Grizzly.
Only available at Alaskan AC.
People love it.
Like this person who said, we live in an older home and the Grizzly keeps us comfortable in every room.
Or this guy. We live just outside of town and the dust is horrible. Glad we have an AC that can take it.
Or this one. He's so cuddly and has these adorable pads on his paws.
Gary, I think you're on a different webpage.
Gary, I think you're different.
Learn more about the Grizzly at alaskanac.com.
When you bundle renters and auto with Progressive, you can save while protecting your most valuable possessions, like your priceless vinyl collection. Sure, you sleep on a futon because the money most people would have spent on a bed you spent on more records. But forget the fact that you can stream just about any song ever created for a few dollars a month. No, you need to listen to music in the most difficult way possible. So go ahead and get Progressive so you can save while protecting the things that matter to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Eat up, buddy. It's almost time for school. You take charge of your home. You take charge of your work. Don't forget to take charge of your gut health too with Nature Made Probiotics. Nature Made has clinically studied probiotics that work with your digestive tract's natural bacteria, so you won't miss a beat in your daily routine. Find us in the vitamin aisle. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Wow, this is bad.
Oh no, how bad? When will my AC be fixed?
You know, I don't know. It's your flux capacitor. They don't make them anymore. Special order. Couple grand easy.
Oh my God, what?
Don't get air-conned into paying for shoddy service and stuff you don't need. Put Goodfellas on the job. Goodfellas AC will repair or install your AC the right way the first time. You'll know up front exactly what it'll cost and how long it'll take. No surprises and free second opinions. Good service, good prices, Goodfellas.
Since 1956, El Torero has been serving up authentic Sonoran-style Mexican cuisine in the heart of historic 4th Avenue right here in Tucson. Family owned and operated for nearly 70 years, this South Tucson staple is where tradition meets flavor. Home of the best green corn tamales in town. El Torero's recipes have stood the test of time, offering a true taste of Tucson's rich culinary heritage. From their classic patty tacos to refreshing margaritas and cold beer, every bite and sip tells a story of family and flavor. El Torero, more than a restaurant, it's a tradition. Visit them today on historic 4th Avenue and experience the taste of Tucson.
And this Friday, we've got a sweet deal for you from El Torero. You can get a $50 El Torero gift certificate for just $25. And this sweet deal will go on sale this Friday morning at 8:30 at WildcatsRadio1290.com.
I'm Bill Ryder of the Sports Minute. The news about LeBron James the last few days underscores the fact that one of the best players of all time is coming to grips, not with the end of his career, but certainly the power that he's exercised over his career. The fact is, it's Luka's team now, and LeBron's going to have to learn to let go of the power he's always wielded. Expect more tantrums and frustration to follow as LeBron comes to terms with the new reality. I'm Bill Ryder.
ZipRecruiter is the place. ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. It's no wonder that ZipRecruiter is the place for skilled skydiving instructors, accomplished airbrush artists, and proficient pediatricians. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter to hire, you're missing out. ZipRecruiter is the place that's so confident it can make your hiring easier that it lets you try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. So if you want the right candidates for all your roles, ZipRecruiter is the place to go. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
It is All-Star Monday night in Atlanta. The Home Run Derby is about to get underway. One person who's not going to be there, the Diamondbacks' Eugenio Suarez.
That was a great shot of Gino. He got the beard and the hair all trimmed up, so he looks great for that red carpet in Atlanta.
How he's not in the home run derby is an absolute joke. High fly ball to center. Joe Waddell to the wall, and this one is gone. There's 30 for Suarez. His second consecutive 30 home run season.
And just the sixth Diamondback to ever have consecutive 30 home run seasons. We'll get to that part of it in a moment. You heard Steve Bertoom, the television voice of the Arizona Diamondbacks, talking about how it was a travesty that Gino is not about to hit in the home run derby, which starts at the top of the hour. Gino spoke on that in Anaheim over the weekend.
At the end of the season, it is what it is. I'm happy where I am right now. I'm happy for the support they've been expressed for me, and that's something that I appreciate a lot.
All right, there you go. I mean, you're never going to get anything negative, I think, out of it. Eugenio Suarez, he's about as even-keeled a guy, I think, as there is on this roster right now. That's why I said at the top of the show, enjoy him while you can, because he's probably not going to be around much longer in terms of the Diamondbacks, because they're going to be sellers, and he is going to be gone. The Home Run Derby field tonight will include Cal Raleigh, the star catcher out of Seattle, who has 38 home runs already this season. James Wood from the Washington Nationals, have not really heard of him. He's hit 24. Junior Caminero from the Tampa Bay Rays, he has 23. Byron Buxton, I've heard of him, Minnesota Twins, 21. Brent Rooker from the Athletics has hit 20. You would have thought they'd send the other kid, Kurtz, from Oakland, but they sent Brett Rooker. Matt Olson from the hometown Braves, he has 17. Jazz Chisholm, I don't really see any. Look, Jazz has 17 home runs, but I don't consider Jazz Chisholm to be a home run hitter. And O'Neal Cruz, I mean, it's definitely a travesty when you look at the fact that O'Neal Cruz has been called out all season long for not running out balls in Pittsburgh. How is he in the home run derby?
So that's
with 16.
By my count, 6 out of 7? Or is it 7 out of 8 that Gino has more home runs than?
That would be, yes, 7 out of 8. The only one, Cal Raleigh, the only one with more home runs than Gino. Who should you bet on tonight? We'll let the folks from BetMGM Network tell you that, because they try to tell you everything that's good, although it has not been going well for us as of late. We've not been winning a lot, and we'll get into that shortly here. We lost again, although we did get one win over the weekend. The positive there was we did get one win over the weekend, but let's hear who they think you should bet on tonight.
The Home Run Derby is tonight. I'm Kate Constable, here to help you beat the books with the BetMGM Network. Mariners catcher Cal Raleigh has moved up the odds board and is currently the favorite to win the Derby at plus 280 at BetMGM, but there's value further down the board. I'm looking at Nationals' James Wood to take home the title at 4-1 because of his power and stamina. I'm Kate Constable from the BetMGM Network. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today. Please gamble responsibly.
All right, James Wood is the play. Now, I cannot find this on the board at Desert Diamond Casino. I don't know exactly how to look for it either, but I'm sure it's probably out there somewhere. So maybe you might have to go to another book. You might have to go to BetMGM. And, oh, wait, here we go. Home Run Derby. All right, I got it now. Home Run Derby. James Wood is plus 375. Plus 375. So your $12.90 bet on James Wood to win the Home Run Derby could net you back $48.38, which we need because we are quite a bit in the hole. Quite a bit in the hole. We are, I believe, about $222 in the hole right now. So we could use about $30 or so to get us under 200 once again. So
Real quick,
James Wood, that's the call from
speaking
BetMGM.
of betting and people who like to bet, I did get a text just now from one John Bailina, one of our many regular callers.
Yes.
He is responding to your call out to fans and listeners to tell us about the weather. And he says he's up on Mount Lemmon. He just sent me a picture of a rain gauge that has an inch in it.
Oh, wow.
TK. So
on Mount Lemmon.
And he didn't tell me Mount Lemmon's a big place.
He's not playing golf on Mount Lemmon, is he?
No, I think he likes hunting. I'm not sure what he's doing up there today. But yeah, an inch of rain is what he has in the range gauge he showed me. And also a very low temperature up there today as well.
See, I mean, this show is just taking me back to my childhood. We talked about the kids still use number 2 pencils. John Bailina still has a rain gauge.
Rain gauges are huge in Tucson because if there's actually a great app. If you go online, you can see everybody who has their digital rain gauges active. And so
a digital rain gauge?
Yeah, so it measures and it reports to this website, right? And so if you go there during monsoon season, you can see accurate reports of which neighborhoods are getting hit, like to the 0.7th of an inch, or this area got 1.4, this area got 1.5. I'll send you a link to it. It's really fun. One of my favorite ways to watch monsoons is by individual rain gathering kits that people have at their homes that kind of let you know, because obviously it's not really a blanket thing all over the Tucson Valley. It's really spot areas that get hit by big downpours.
Interesting. Very interesting. I've never heard of a digital rain. I'm still the person that puts the glass outside.
Sure.
and marks the inches. That's my idea of a rain.
Do you use like your thumb, or do you have like a ruler?
Oh, I would use a ruler. Yeah, I would use a ruler. I always use a ruler. So again, Home Run Derby tonight. James Wood plus 375 is the play from BetMGM Network. We lost on Tarek Skubal on Friday night. We had him in holding and the Tigers being ahead in the first 5 innings. That did not quite work out. We did win, though, on the Blue Jays over the A's on the money line, but they were such a huge favorite. We only got back $8 on that, but at least it kind of curbed our losing for the moment. So that's a good.
Is the home run derby going the way of the NBA dunk contest? Because I mean, no disrespect, and maybe I'm out of touch, but I mean, I didn't recognize a lot of huge names on that list of 8 players that you just mentioned. They're Aaron Judge, Shohei Ohtani are 2 and 3 in Major League Baseball right now in home runs hit. Now you can understand why those guys might take a pass. I mean, I know Judge has done it quite a few times, but that idea of maybe some of those guys on the list are going to go down in history as some of the greatest home run hitters of all time. We don't know the future, but as far as generating that excitement from the day before All-Star, with the home run derby's always been the equivalent of that slam dunk contest, and when there aren't big names involved, it really isn't must watch.
A lot of people would say, are these 2 days as a whole going by the wayside? I heard somebody said that they shouldn't even play the game anymore. They should just make it an award. Guys make All-Stars, but why still continue to play the game? I remember, again, and it goes back to a lot of things. I think I talked about it when I was kind of categorizing Superman, how, back when I was 12, I thought Superman, the whole movie was really cool and all of that. I think back, I watched it, and I watched it last week, the 1978 version. Watching it now, it was very corny. It was a very corny kind of comedic movie.
Kind of like Superman.
Yeah, but it was funny. It was funny. It was corny, that kind of thing. But when you're 12, that's kind of cool. But then when you're in your 50s, it's like, I don't need to see some gigantic, menacing green monster stomping across downtown Cleveland. I just didn't get it. I didn't what was the whole point of that scene? I didn't really understand that at all. So I look at things differently now. And in the All-Star game, I lived for this game when I was a kid. Just like Wimbledon this past weekend, I would get up at 6 a.m. and watch Wimbledon. Well, when I was younger, I lived for the men's final. I mean, for like about 6 or 7 straight years, it was like my thing to do. I would get up and watch the men's final at Wimbledon, and I think you just get to a point in your life where that stuff doesn't necessarily matter to adults. I really want to know, does it matter to kids? That's because I'm equating these things to when I was 12 and 13 years old. So, do the 12 and 13-year-olds, are they excited about? That's what I want to know. Are there the 12 and 13-year-olds of Tucson? And if you're out there, give me a call. If you're 12 and you're excited about the home run derby tonight, if you're 12 and you're excited about the All-Star game tomorrow night, I want to hear from you. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290, because I personally just don't get into it as much as I did when I was 12.
Traditionalists predicted this, DK. Do you know why?
Why?
What's the difference between when you were 12 and now? Interleague play. The idea of the two leagues playing against each other in the regular season wasn't a thing when you were young, right? And so it was the All-Star game, the World Series were big moments because the AL and NL never played each other. When did that change? 25 years ago, right? Yeah. I mean, so now we've lived in an era for a long time. People are in college. They didn't know an era in Major League Baseball where the two leagues did not play each other in the regular season. So, yeah, I mean, it's tough. Here's the thing. If you get rid of it, we won't see the Larry Walker-Randy Johnson matchup, right? Mm-hmm. Those are the moments I remember is when you have just some kind of crazy pitcher and some kind of crazy, at-bat. And those are the it's not the game itself to me. It's the matchups that I always remember from All-Star games.
Good crowd, though. Good crowd. Looks at Truist Field. All the seats are taken, which you would expect. I mean, people are going to go still see these spectacles over the course of the next 2 days. The question is are you going to watch it on TV? And I really would just prefer to hear from you if you're 12 or 13 right now, if you're going to watch this on TV over the course of the next 2 days. 520-848-1290. Lots of jerseys seeing on the screen. Different teams, Braves, Pirates, Dodgers, Team Italy in the World Baseball Classic. Guy had his Italy jersey on. That's cool. I do like these. They're kind of old school Braves, these jerseys. It's kind of got the old school Braves looking insignia on it for AL and NL. I do like these jerseys. I will say that I'm seeing. At least these jerseys that they're wearing tonight. I don't know if those are going to be the ones they're going to be wearing during the game tomorrow, but the jerseys they're wearing tonight look really, really cool. Kathy Kelly is checking in. No rain right now in the foothills. So just windy and thunder, says Kathy Kelly. So we appreciate Kathy Kelly, wife as we like to call her, for checking in on the show. DK on the sports tip. I don't know if we'll get to this today, but we'll get to it at some point. One of my favorite accounts to follow on Twitter is an account called. It's really funny. They talk about taking me back to my childhood. This account does. It's called Super 70 Sports. I would absolutely, if you're on Twitter, give it a follow. Super 70 Sports. This guy he tweets about stuff from the 70s and the 80s, the things that we watched, we paid attention to as kids. Some of it is sports. Some of it is sexual innuendo. You might not. This is back when they were making movies like Porky's, which they probably couldn't even make today because people would get
most of those
upset.
early 80s movies could not be made today.
No. But one of the things he tweeted out yesterday was no American male has won a tennis Grand Slam event in 22 years. What the F happened to us? That's what he wrote yesterday. That's what he tweeted out yesterday. And we've had that. So I don't know if we'll get to this today, but I'm going to read some of these responses to what has happened to American men's tennis, because it's a conversation we've been having on this show for 3 years now. Now, Grant, hey, shout out to Taylor Fritz for getting to the semifinals, but no champions for 22 years in a Grand Slam event. That is insane.
Especially when you factor
about
what happened directly before that.
Yeah.
Right? Because it was just chock full of, and it wasn't one guy or two guys, it was a bunch of guys.
Oh, yeah. It was a bunch of guys. And this is, he's got a funny picture. It's an American picture, and it's got cartoon caricatures of John McEnroe, Jimmy Connors, Andre Agassi, and Pete Sampras. It's really fun. And they're all wearing like white tennis shoes with their white shin-high socks, which is hilarious. All right, we're going to talk soccer in the next hour. We're going to talk some Arizona football in the next hour. Stay with us. DK on the Sports Tip, Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the Auto Nation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together. With collisions at a reported Country Club near Grant on Country Club to the north of Grant, Swan and Fort Lowell and Swan, also from earlier La Cañada and Naranja. And also a very good chance, storms very likely in some storms around town. It is 100 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together.
This report is sponsored by Macy's Backstage. Macy's Backstage is a whole new floor inside your Macy's store. And right now, you'll find the latest summer styles all for under $25. With new arrivals every day, you never know what amazing deals you'll find. So don't wait. Find a location at Macy'sBackstage.com.
Average doesn't grow your business. Smart Strategy does. Cumulus digital campaigns outperform industry benchmarks by over 25%. You're not average, and your results shouldn't be either. Visit cumulusdigital.com today to leave average behind.
The American Red Cross is asking to give blood or platelets now to help people counting on life-saving medical care. Type O blood is especially needed on hospital shelves. It's the most common blood type and can be critical in emergencies. If you don't know your blood type, that's okay. You'll learn it after your donation, and donors of all blood types can make a tremendous difference. Make an appointment to give today. Use the Red Cross Blood Donor app, visit redcrossblood.org, or call 1-800-RED-CROSS to book your donation.
Nobody covers your Cats like we do.
Touchdown, Arizona.
With press conferences, coaches shows, and play-by-play, we bring you all the stories, highlights, and analysis of your Arizona Wildcats. We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
It's July and we're celebrating Independence Day all month. Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing wants to buy your old air conditioning unit. For the month of July, we will buy back your old AC unit for $1,776 with the purchase and installation of a new air conditioning system. Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, keeping you cool all summer long. Call us at 520-492-0748 or picturerockscooling.com.
Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
Quick, she's over here. I don't know. I just found her like this.
Yeah, she's banged up, but she'll be fine.
Oh, thank God. What can I do?
Just need the keys. And, sir?
Yeah?
Your car's gonna be fine.
Thank you.
Mobile detailing from Recon Auto Detailing. Tired of wear and tear on your vehicle or just tired of cleaning it yourself? We'll come to you. Book with us online and see why we have over 1,100 5-star reviews. Recon Auto Detailing. ReconDetail.com.
The countdown to Arizona football is on.
Fires the pass towards the back corner. Touchdown, Arizona. It was Hunter. Yeah, Chris Hunter.
When Chris Hunter and the Cats take the field on August 30th, you'll hear it right here on Wildcats Radio, 1290.
There are many reasons you might need Dorado Rockin' Materials. A few bare spots in the yard. The driveway needs filling in. Or it could be that the yard needs a whole makeover. Whatever the reason, if your yard has the summertime blues, Dorado Rockin' Materials has everything from sand to boulders and every rock and pebble in between. If you need help spreading it, we have options for that too. Call 400-4233. Dorado Rockin' Materials. The right service, the right product, the right price.
Ever wish you could get advice from your future self?
Psst. Hey, you, present self. Huh? Who said that? It's me. I mean you, from 40 years in the future. Future me? Wow. Look, there's no time. The most important thing you need to do right now is go to Tobacco Barn. Tobacco Barn? Why? We could have saved a fortune. What are you talking about? At Tobacco Barn, you save up to 40% on your favorite tobacco products. 40%! Do you know how much that adds up to over 40 years? 40%? Wow, that's a lot. And get this, you pay no city or state sales tax. It's basically free money. Plus, there's a $3 coupon available at tobaccobarntucson.com. A $3 coupon? No sales tax, 40% off. Why didn't you tell me sooner, future self? By the way, when you meet a girl named Charlene, don't ask her to marry you. I already did. Oh, crud.
Don't wait for your future self to tell you. Save today at Tobacco Barn, Nogales Highway, 1 mile south of Valencia. Check tobaccobarntucson.com.
Snakes, zombies, public speaking. The list of fears is endless. But the real danger is in your hand when you're behind the wheel. Distracted driving is what's really scary and even deadly. Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
When you bundle renters and auto with Progressive, you can save while protecting your most valuable possessions, like your priceless vinyl collection. Sure, you sleep on a futon because the money most people would have spent on a bed you spent on more records. But forget the fact that you can stream just about any song ever created for a few dollars a month. No, you need to listen to music in the most difficult way possible. So go ahead and get Progressive so you can save while protecting the things that matter to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Eat up, buddy. It's almost time for school.
You take charge of your home. You take charge of your work. Don't forget to take charge of your gut health too with Nature Made probiotics. Nature Made has clinically studied probiotics that work with your digestive tract's natural bacteria, so you won't miss a beat in your daily routine. Find us in the vitamin aisle. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus Media station, your home for the National Football League, starting with the Hall of Fame game through the regular season into the playoffs and ending in the Super Bowl. Wildcats Radio, 1290.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
What is this Arizona football offensive line going to look like in 2025? We talked a little bit last week about Ty Buchanan, transfer from Texas Tech. One of the other intriguing transfers that's going to be fighting for a spot on this line is a young man by the name of Tristan Bounds. Tristan Bounds is 6'8", 308 pounds. 6'8", 308 pounds. And he's a transfer from the University of Michigan. How about that? Not only a transfer from the University of Michigan, where he played for 4 years, a national champion transfer from the University of Michigan. Now, he didn't play a whole lot when he was there. I think he got on the field for exactly 4 games over the course of his time at the University of Michigan. A 3-star prospect coming out of high school, but a guy with the measurables for sure at 6'8" and 300 pounds to be a guy that you might say, okay, let's see what this young man has here now, given an opportunity to potentially play every down of major college football. Not to mention, how about this, J-Dub? Our guy, Michael Lev, wrote about this in the spring. He was, not only was he involved in spring practice, he was also enrolled at 2 schools taking classes this spring. He was enrolled at the University of Arizona while he was finishing up his degree at the University of Michigan. So, look, a guy that knows how to handle his business. That's what you want. I mean, I don't know if Tristan Bounds can play. I don't. But he sounds like the kind of guy who one, can handle his business. Anybody who's taking classes at 2 schools and playing football, that's impressive enough there, to say the least. And now he'll have an opportunity. He'll have an opportunity to get on the field. He only played in 2 games last year, both on special teams. He played in 3 games in 2022 and 1 game in 2021. Does not appear he played at all in 2023, so he'll have a chance to potentially start here for the University of Arizona and be a part of what Brent Brennan hopes will be a revamped offensive line that will power Seth Dagy's up-tempo offense.
All I can say, DK, is the rumors that the offensive linemen are the smartest guys on the field always proves true.
Oh, yeah. Those guys are. I mean, yeah, you think those big lugs? What is the term? I forget the term. That our guy, Glenn Howe, the big uglies. I think he calls them the big uglies. Yeah, those guys they may be ugly, but they're pretty smart. I mean, we've known some smart ones, like our guy Kyle Quinn. Yeah, he's a pretty intelligent cat, for sure. There's been some dudes on those offensive lines that have gone on to big time things outside of football. Let's hear from Tristan Bounds on why he chose to come play at the University of Arizona.
Came on my visit, love Coach B, love Coach O. Felt like they were moving in the right direction with the culture. Got to meet some of the guys. Just felt like a good home fit. So it's pretty easy for me.
What was the ultimate deciding factor for you?
I think just after getting to meet some of the guys on my visit and like understanding that winning was a big priority and something that everybody was already bought into, and there was a lot of people upset about kind of the way things went, and so I was excited to be a part of that and just jump into something where everybody was willing to grind to work and get after it.
And what has it been like adjusting to this no-huddle, fast-paced offense?
Yeah, I mean, very different for me. We are a lot of huddle, 13 personnel, very different world, but Coach Dagy's awesome, brings a lot of energy, and it's great to get to play for a guy like that. So, I'm happy to be a part of it, and it's a little more tiring at practice, but we definitely get to see has the same effect on the defense. So, later in games, if we're in good shape, it's going to be great for us. I think it'll be super beneficial.
How would you summarize your college career up to this point?
I mean, very thankful for Michigan, everything that they did for me. I'm a national champion. It's great, but excited to be here, new leaf, start fresh, and get after it with these guys.
One of the things that coaches have talked about is being able to execute even when you're tired. What is the biggest factor that goes into that? Is it just a mental thing? How do you kind of overcome fatigue to still perform your best?
Just fall back on your technique, fall back on the stuff you're coached to do, and just go as hard as you can. Try and mentally lock into what you're doing. Like Tu said, just lean on the guys next to you. It's a unit, so we're all going to pick each other up.
Tristan, are you able to talk about how you got the gap in your tooth?
Yeah, for sure. To make a long story short, I had my teeth knocked out when I was younger. Kind of just put them back. And then in the spring game at Michigan last year, I got it knocked loose again. Kind of came out like a week later. And I just have kind of been rocking it. So these guys tell me it's my look, but I've had teeth for 21 to 23 years, so I'm ready to get it fixed. But
just leaning into the look?
Yeah, just, until I get it fixed, nothing I can do about it. Might as well love it.
And are you from the D.C. area?
Yeah.
What was life like growing up in Maryland?
I personally loved it. It's been a little bit of a change being out here in the desert. Grew up like right on the river, and then obviously being in Michigan, there's lakes everywhere. So I was on the water a lot, but I love the DMV. It's a good spot for me to grow up. A lot of competitive football out there.
I'm sure a lot of people have asked you, but what's Jim Harbaugh like as a coach?
Amazing. I love that dude. Big part of why I went to Michigan. Super sad to see him go when I was still there. But yeah, nothing but great things to say about Coach Harbaugh. Unbelievable person, unbelievable coach.
Yeah, if you look at Tristan Bounds, he actually looks like a hockey player because he's missing his two of his top teeth in the front there. So a hardcore dude. Now, I mentioned taking classes at 2 schools, playing football, and also Michael Lev wrote about during the spring when he was at Michigan. He and his dad bought like this rundown house and totally redid it, like rehabbed this house. So this guy's got he's got a lot of skills for sure. Can he play football? We're going to find out. We're going to find out this year because that's the kind of guy, 6'8", 300 pounds. That's the kind of lineman that this team needs, pushing people out of the way. And clearly he was good enough to go to Michigan. So there's got to be some football in there ready to be unleashed for sure.
6'8" comes with some long arms, DK.
It does. It does. Josh Oglesby's a kind of a big dude. He's the offensive line coach. We mentioned, obviously, Tristan Bounds, Ty Buchanan, 2 big-time transfers, division or Power 4 transfers that have come in here to help remodel this offensive line. Josh Oglesby said that these guys are great fits up front here in Tucson.
When you're taking guys from kind of all over the country and seeing them kind of come together and merge with the guys that are already, especially when they've been great, not only on the field but off the field. The group is really coming together as a unit. It's been awesome to see, especially when you're taking guys from kind of all over the country and seeing them kind of come together and merge with the guys that are already here. Their impact, I think, has been immediate, just because, once again, about the depth that's been added to the room, and our ability to kind of mix and match and find what grouping kind of works best. I'm really glad that we have them. They're all extremely bought in, which is awesome. They're seeing improvements in their game, which is, kind of leading them to want more and more every day.
Tristan Bounds, very long, but also kind of relatively lean for an offensive lineman. Does he need to get bigger for what you guys want, or do you kind of like the shape that he's in?
The crazy thing about Tristan is he's 300 pounds. 6'8", 300 looks a lot different than 6'2", 300, That's why I'm continuously trying to stretch myself out. I think, obviously, we would like him to get a little bit bigger, but some of it still has to be about functionality. We don't want him to get to the point where he's so big that he loses the kind of the assets that he has now with kind of his suddenness and explosiveness. So kind of finding that happy medium of being obviously larger, but not to the point where he loses kind of who he is.
Josh Oglesby, the offensive line coach for your Arizona Wildcats, talking about transfer Tristan Bounds, 6'8", 300-pound offensive lineman from Michigan, a national champion at Michigan, who is now making his home here and trying to win a spot on the offensive line for your Arizona Wildcats. We'll continue to talk about Arizona football as we lead you up to the start of fall camp, which is just a few weeks away, here coming up on July the 30th. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. I was out at FC Tucson last night. They did not win, so they did not get the division title this year, but they are back in the postseason. We're going to talk about that with John Perlman, the founder, one of the founders and the general manager at FC Tucson. I saw a goalkeeper last night for the other team young man out of Ohio, actually played at Ohio State, named Noah Lawrence, and he was absolutely fabulous. I mean, we don't necessarily get to see stats at this level. They must have taken about 16 shots at this kid throughout the course of the game, and he stopped every single one of them. It's one of the best performances at this level, USL2, that I've ever seen from a goalkeeper. We'll talk to John Perlman about that, as well as get his thoughts on FC Tucson getting back to the postseason. They're going to have to travel. They won't be hosting this year, but they're back in it with a chance to defend their Western Conference championship. DK on the sports tip. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather.
From the Auto Nation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together. Collisions that are reported Golf Links and Kolb, and some slowing at the intersection. Kolb and Golf Links. 6th and Ajo Way and 6th Avenue. Also Swan and Fort Lowell clearing. Some slowing on westbound Ajo approaching and passing Mission Road. With a pretty good chance of storms into later this hour as well. 99 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Perfect for instant contact with an aging parent. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get an extra 60% off, free UPS shipping, and add code RADIO for an extra 5% off.
The jungle has moved afternoon, so grab your best Tucson tuxedo and join us on the Jim Rome Show weekdays from noon till 3 p.m. right here on the flagship home of your Arizona Wildcats, Wildcats Radio 1290.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. If you're driving right now, you may not be thinking about your tires, but chances are they've been tested before. Like that time you swerved to avoid the stray shopping cart that rolled into the street from nowhere? Or when you had a green light but did some extreme braking because another driver decided to turn left in front of you? And we've all had to navigate monsoon downpours that turned our streets into Arizona's largest slip and slide. At Jack Furrier's, we've helped Arizona drivers navigate these extreme moments for over 60 years with the right tires, the best deal, and a huge in-stock selection of the brands you trust. And now's the time to save big with the most rebates we've seen all year on the brands you love, like Michelin, Cooper, and Uniroyal tires, with up to $100 back all month long. And Jack Furrier cardholders get back another $30. Check out jackfurriers.com for details on all our sizzling summer savings. So for all those critical moments where your tires make the difference, check out Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care.
So hot. Hi, can I help you? Good afternoon. We're with Goodfellas AC Rapid Response Team. But I didn't call yet.
That's how fast we are, man.
Just as I thought. This AC is out.
No, we're not gonna lose it. Come on. Come on. Don't you die on me.
Johnson, get a hold of yourself. Sorry, we take this very seriously.
Wow, you fellas are good.
It's not just a name, ma'am.
It's who we are kind of thing.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
Go Wildcats! As a new season starts, the Tucson Police Department bears down with the Tucson community. We are looking to build our team, and we need you. Interested in joining our starting lineup? Visit jointucsonpd.org. Join our team and score a great career. From our commissioned officers to our professional staff, the Tucson Police Department proudly stands behind the Arizona Wildcats. Bear down and apply today at jointucsonpd.org.
Think of waking up with energy, standing tall and feeling free. Think first chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
For over 30 years, Tucson has been putting its trust in First Chiropractic for auto and on-the-job injuries. They're locally owned and a proud sponsor of the U of A radio broadcast. So if you've been injured, make the right choice first.
First chiropractic, good health is to enjoy. My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
It's July and we're celebrating Independence Day all month. Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing wants to buy your old air conditioning unit. For the month of July, we will buy back your old AC unit for $1,776 with the purchase and installation of a new air conditioning system. Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, keeping you cool all summer long. Call us at 520-492-0748 or picturerockschooling.com.
Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating
Jim Rome takes on sports.
I know that some of you are not going to like this. In fact, I know some of you are going to hate.
He's the Spitfire of sports smack.
That was your trophy. You knew that, right? I mean, you did know that was an elimination game, right? Because you sure as hell didn't play like it. The hell are they doing? You know what's a better idea than winning at home? Winning right this freaking second. Now what's going to happen? Have a bunch of dopes say, see, Rome, the most overrated guy ever.
The Jim Rome Show podcast.
Now what?
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Hey, it's David Kelly, DK on the Sports Tip. Don't forget to download the Wildcats Radio 1290 app. It slaps. We've got full coverage of the Wildcats, the Suns, the Cardinals, the Diamondbacks, Pima College. Download the Wildcats Radio 1290 app today.
Westwood One presents Today in Women's Sports. Bring on back to school with on-trend styles at Kohl's and Kohl's.com, where families come first. We'd like to congratulate Iga Swiatek for becoming the first Polish tennis player to win the historic Wimbledon tournament. She defeated American Amanda Anisimova in straight sets on Saturday to capture the crown. It was just the third women's major final to feature a 6-0, 6-0 score, and the first since 1988. The 24-year-old Swiatek became the fastest woman to 100 major match wins since Serena Williams. Most importantly, she is now a 6-time Grand Slam champion.
It's just surreal, and I feel like tennis keeps surprising me, and I keep surprising myself, and I'm really happy with the whole process, how it looked like, from the first day we stepped on a grass court. Yeah, I don't even know, I'm just happy.
With Today in Women's Sports, I'm Olivia Harlan-Decker on Westwood One.
This summer with Kohl's, you can rack up the compliments. Like, where'd you get that dress? Tell me all your makeup secrets. Or, ooh, my husband needs that polo in every color. Because Kohl's has what you need. Cute dresses, Sephora essentials, stylish polos, comfy kids clothes, and more. Plus, take 20% off some of your faves. Yep, cue the compliments with Kohl's. Select styles, some exclusions apply. Offer ends July 20th. Coupons and Kohl's Cash do not apply to Sephora. See store or Kohls.com for details.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like to check for your wallet first, before hitting the drive-thru.
$6.
Sorry, forgot my wallet. I have change, though. Here's 40 cents, another 40. Ooh, a bicentennial.
What's that?
Oh, gosh.
Checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. FC Tucson going back to the postseason on the men's side in the USL League 2. Let's talk about that with the founder and president of FC Tucson, John Perlman, joins us. John, I was at the match last night. That goalkeeper for Stars FC was pretty impressive. I don't know how many shots you guys took at him, but he stopped every single one of them.
Yeah, I think we had probably close to 20 shots and maybe 15 corners or so. And it was, very, very frustrating. But again, the first person I came up to after the match, he deserves credit. He made a ton of plays. And, that's the hard thing about soccer. The result, sometimes isn't indicative of the match. And but full credit to the Stars. I mean, they're coming in there with nothing to play for except pride and, getting better. And really, people look forward to playing in our field and in front of our environment. They really showed up last night. But, of course, we're going to be very disappointed with, obviously the not finishing, the goal that was taken back that we felt very much so was onside. But the reality is we had to take care of business. We had plenty of chances. And, but the most important thing is we're in the postseason. And, again, very much like the NCAA, I was telling people don't remember so much, whether it's Big 12 champions. They remember who's in the Final Four and who wins the whole thing. So I don't want to be remembered as a division champ. I know Seba would prefer that and get all the way, but the reality is that our goal is obviously to go as far as we can, and that's all still in play.
Can you explain offsides to me? Because I still don't think I really understand it.
Okay, so when the ball is played, so the moment of the ball having played impact by the player passing it, if the player is even with that player or behind that player, the last player to the goal. That makes sense to you, Dave? So
Yes.
the last player, not the goalkeeper, that is onside.
Okay.
If even your hand, or as you've seen in these, they have VAR now, fancy for MLS and for FIFA and for the big tournaments, even if like your hand or your thumb is past that imaginary line, you're still offsides. Now, for me, that's not really the spirit of the rule. Like, close should be onside. I mean, obviously egregiously off, but I mean, again, we could look at that play, and sometimes what will happen, and by the way, the referees, again, that's not why we didn't get the job done, but they'll often be looking at the game and the player running in, and they'll take a moment to look at the ball when they should only be looking at where the ball is and in reference to where the last defender is. They should be only looking at the last defender. And look, I can feel any way I feel about it, but Seb and I are completely in agreement that we just need to finish our chances and not put ourselves in those positions.
John Perlman joining us. He is the founder and president of FC Tucson. I want to go back quickly, though. One of the things I learned about that goalkeeper, Noah Lawrence, is he was 26 years old. When you guys were in this thing the first time, you had a lot of older players on your roster, but you guys don't have that many older players like that on your roster in this current iteration of USL2. Why have you guys decided to stay mostly younger versus maybe have a few older players like we saw before in the PDL days?
Yeah, I mean, I think we do have, I mean, it depends exactly what, we do not have any 31-year-old players, and there are players like Ballard, and there's players in the Northwest League that are, we don't have an MLS city here, so sometimes there's MLS guys that hang it up, but they still want to play a little bit, or they played USL, and they have regular jobs, but they can still get to training at night and knock it around. We train in the morning. That's a big thing. So anyone with a job who's not here only for soccer is not going to be in a position to train at, 9 to 10:30 or 9 to 11 and then do the extra weight work. We consider ourselves a developmental team, and we want to go younger, and we want to have Tucson guys whenever we can. Somebody like Paul Cagliari, who's on his second master's degree and doesn't want to leave the U.S. because he loves it here. He's trying to get on with a pro team. He's the only one who really skews older at 25. Alexis is going to be signed by the Santa Barbara team when he's done. He's 24. But again, we're really looking for a hungry, 19 to, and even 18, like in the case of Leo, to 24-year-olds that are trying to make it to the next level, because we see ourselves as a pathway to doing that right now. And obviously with a focus on Tucson players whenever we can.
One of the things that stood out to me last night was the defensive play of Daniel Idiakoa. What do you like about that young man and what he's able to do? He was just running down guys and stealing balls left and right last night.
Yeah, Danny Idiakoa is an absolute going to be a pro. He's a tremendous standout at LMU. This guy, the amount he runs, so if you measure the distance he's run, he's probably covering more ground than anybody. And that's really the signature of what you call a box-to-box 8, which is his position. So he's a central midfielder, and he runs the entire field. And he's completely responsible. He's a great engine. He makes great decisions. And then for me, Dave, that was probably, he would say the same thing. Not his strongest match, even though defensively he made all the plays. He's just usually a little cleaner, but that's because we've played him almost every minute, Dave, because he has been the heart and soul of that center midfield. And you couldn't have a better kid. This team is filled with wonderful guys, very accountable. Everybody was frustrated with last night, but the reality was there's only a very few teams that make the postseason. We're in one of the top conferences in the whole country, and I'm really proud of the boys again. And, of course, that staff and our operations staff, and we had an amazing crowd again. We've really increased the crowds this year. So I just want to give the whole team, top to bottom, front office, operations, and definitely an A-, because they would say an A would have been winning the conference. And so we're always trying to get better, but Daniel really stands for everything we want players to be here.
We're chatting with John Perlman. He is the founder and president of FC Tucson. FC Tucson back in the postseason. They'll be on the road to Ventura County to face a Fusion team. Well, not initially. They'll have another opponent first, but VC Fusion won the conference last night with their win and the draw by FC Tucson. The road is never easy. Would have liked to have hosted, but what does this look like now as you guys head over to VC Fusion this weekend?
Again, it's a facility we're familiar with, and obviously we know the dimensions, and Seba will be dealing with that. Obviously what we have is a very, very large field where we have. So when you're training, you'll cut the field down to the size there. I don't think we're going to do a session on turf because the turf here is a lot better than the turf at VC Fusion, to be honest, on the newer turfs. Again, it's not an easy pace to play. Ventura is an excellent, excellent team. They had an incredible result to beat Redlands down 2-0 at home. So they never feel like they're out at home. You're going to really have to play. It gets very transitional on the turf. But the truth is, we have to perform each game. And for us, when we're playing our best, we know we really truly believe we have the best team in the conference. I think we proved that by beating Ventura at home. We proved that we have results against all the teams in the conference, at least one win, other than Capo, where we were 1-0 up and gave up that pen in the last moment. So we know we're good enough to do the job. We're going to start with Alameda. That's where our focus is. And we also have the confidence of getting through rounds before. We've gone through 3 rounds before to get to the Western, to win the Western Conference. So there's guys in the team that can take that experience. We have tons of postseason experience on this team totally. And I really think we'll be ready to go, especially in that first match.
Let me ask you this question concerning one of the things that came out of last night's game, John. At times it looked like, and you love to see teams pass the ball, but at times it looked like they were maybe passing maybe 1 or 2 many passes and not enough shots. How did you view that last night?
Yeah, I think ultimately, they play in a certain rhythm and players have it's been successful for them. But yeah, there's moments, again, I felt more in the first half where shots were available to take. In the second half as well, you're going to remember that wind kicked up in the second part of that half. So you're sitting in the stands, you're going, oh, no problem, he can shoot from 20. When you're into a 25-mile-an-hour wind that's blowing sideways, a lot of those shots that were well struck were killed right into the hands of the CCB keeper. So I think they were looking for that moment, really something on a cutback from 12 yards out. But yeah, of course, we overplay. Our team loves to keep the ball. We're usually up, and it makes sense, and we usually tire teams out. And then we find those little gaps and those errors in the late minutes. So yeah, did we overplay? Of course, because it didn't work. But if we're playing that way and we tap the ball and everyone says it's genius. So when it doesn't go well, it's overplaying. When we shoot from distance and we rush, everyone says you've rushed and you're shooting from a spot when there was a better choice. But yeah, it felt a little bit like we were trying to walk the ball in because we had so many opportunities. So yeah, your layman's eye is very good, Dave, to be straight. I mean, because we didn't get it done, we made the wrong decision.
There you go. John Perlman joining us, founder and president of FC Tucson. John, I want to take it up a level to the national team. I had Eric Rhodes on last week. I asked him this question. I'll ask you. So, how should we view the second place finish in the Gold Cup, coming off the fact that a month before that they got their heads handed to them by Switzerland? Should we, for them get to the final, was that a positive for them to be able to rebound off a 4-0 shellacking, get themselves together and get to the final, the Gold Cup? Should we view that as a positive?
Yeah, I think for the group we brought 100%. I would say that isn't quite our B team, but would have to be best seen as a B+ team. That wasn't our full group.
Yeah.
When you're missing, Jedi at the left back, you're missing Christian Pulisic, you're missing Weston McKinney, you're missing some other guys like Timothy Weah on injury or just being tired out from the season. Yeah, that's not our best group. In saying that, I've been scouting. I'm really happy to see Diego Luna doing his thing because I've recommended him as a 17-year-old, as an 18-year-old for the national team, and he had been passed over quite a bit. And I'd enjoyed, he was playing at the Barca Academy in Casa Grande, and I had the privilege to watch him play for a long time, and I knew he would be the player that he now is, and I think he improved his stock and showed we have some other options. Maybe he's starting, or maybe he's the guy who's giving us a lift off the bench. But at the end of the day, I think when we look at this team, obviously we're at home, so we're hoping that will give us a little bit more of a boost and an advantage. But I don't see this as a team that's going, if we get a group and we go around and we get to a quarterfinal, if we get to the 16, I think that's an incredible achievement. But because we're so dominant in other sports, I don't think people are going to feel that way. But it's really going to come down to health, to form. We've got big question marks in major positions at left center back. I mean, I thought Matt Freese did a good job, but is he the goalkeeper? Is Matt Turner the goalkeeper? And in our best years in the World Cup, goalkeeper was locked down, and we knew who our center backs were. So, again, I don't think we're a team that's going to be able to keep the ball against the best teams, and we're going to have to defend better. So I will be cautiously optimistic and say I'm pleased with that performance off of what the friendlies look like, but friendlies never mean anything anyway. And again, the fact that we can beat CONCACAF teams, to me, doesn't mean we can beat, what's going to be the best of Europe, Africa, Asia, and of course, you can't say enough about the quality that comes out of South America and the passion. So.
Real quick, John, great moment last night, 17 seconds of silence for Tristan Bounds, an academy youngster with FC Tucson who was shot and killed last week. I don't know if you knew him personally, but what have you heard just about the kind of young man that he was?
So the 2009 team is my team for next season, and I had the privilege to work with Tristan as I went with the team and traveled to nationals in Seattle just a week before he passed. Tristan was a very talented forward, a kid who loved soccer, a kid who really was incredibly popular on the team. As somebody who fancies himself as having a sense of humor, maybe I don't, but he always had a quick joke. He was really a funny kid and real sweet personality. Loved his teammates. It's devastating for the boys, obviously for us as a club, as a youth soccer family. And I really want to give a lot of credit, one, to his previous coaches, Charlie Kendrick, his coach at Vale, and my good friend Niels Bruckner, who worked with that top team for 2 years and had nothing but praise for Tristan. And the two clubs they played at, Vale and FC Tucson Youth, came together to be at that event to raise money for their family. And really, it's nice to see because youth soccer can get very divisive. And Mark Biaggi deserves full credit as well, and Bill Biaggi for helping with that. So, again, the good thing about it was the communities come together to support a family that will need that support, as they're lovely people, and they have, they're going to have to grieve and mourn, and that it gets worse as time goes, as I had with the situation with Chris Meyer. It's always the shock period, and then everyone's around you, and then there's just those longer periods. But I promised the family, as I did, I would take great care of his teammates. I'll always be there for them and their family, and that's the best we can do in what's a horrible situation. Dave, gun violence is something this country is dealing with in a very strong way, and this is a 15-year-old kid who was just out at a party, and whatever it was, it shouldn't have come to this. And the best we can do is obviously take care of our kids, let them live but know where they are, and just remind them that, to be safe, and obviously for people to please make better decisions. And all love to Tristan's family, and I really appreciate you guys being there and the coverage he's received. And I'm sorry that I'm not going to have more time with him, but I promise that our team will certainly honor his memory, and both our first team and our youth club will do the kind of things that made Tristan want to be there.
All right, it's FC Tucson and Almaden FC on Friday over in Ventura, California in the first round of the Western Conference playoffs. John, always appreciate the chance to talk to you. Best of luck to the side coming up this weekend.
Thanks so much. We'll get those watch party details out to you so you can get them out for us. Thank you so much.
There you go. Absolutely. Let us know so we can have folks out there supporting the club with the watch party for sure. John Perlman, he is the founder and president of FC Tucson. Cricket is getting you home. She is the founder and president of Traffic here at Wildcats Radio 1290, making sure you get home safely.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. Collisions that are reported at Swan and Fort Lowell, 6th and Ahoway and 6th Avenue, and also Kolb and Golf Links and Kolb, some slowing at the intersection. Slowing westbound on Ahoway approaching Mission. Storms are likely until 6 tonight, 99 tomorrow, and 98 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio, 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Business owners can now keep in touch with up to 200 staff members at one time. Go to rapidradios.com now for up to 60% off and free shipping.
It's DK on the sports tip. Did you hear what we were talking about? Carter Bryant staying in the NBA draft. Right now, I think most have him between around 9 and 12.
Might measure at 6'7" 3/4, but he's got the wingspan of a 7-footer. Victor Wembanyama shoots threes, DK. Having a guy who's really long and active and can move his feet and is smart, yeah.
Carter Bryant not coming back. DK on the sports tip, Monday through Fridays at 3, right here on Wildcats Radio, 1290.
You need parts? O'Reilly has parts. Get one free set of brake pads when you buy 2 brake rotors. Upgrade to Brake Best Select pads for just $10. Or upgrade to Brake Best Select Pro or Import Direct pads for just $20. Product availability. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I want to learn how to cook, but I keep ordering takeout.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel will help you start having conversations in as little as 3 weeks. Words and phrases you'll actually use. So when someone asks, "How's your French going?" you can say,
Babbel facilite grandement l'apprentissage d'une nouvelle langue.
Now save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription at Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
Hi, this is Peter Costa, former governor of the New York Stock Exchange and proud member of the Advisory Business Council with Meridian Wealth Management. One thing I've learned over 40 years on the floor is the value of a trusting relationship with your financial advisor. After all, everyone is a genius when the markets are going up, but when they drop, that's when the guidance of a professional is most important. For more information about Meridian, call 719-1433 or visit online at meridianwealthllc.com.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
The American Red Cross is asking you to give blood or platelets now. Type O blood donors are especially needed. Your donation could make a difference for a patient in need. Use the Blood Donor app, visit redcrossblood.org, or call 1-800-RED-CROSS to book your donation today. Wow, this is bad.
Oh no, how bad? When will my AC be fixed?
You know, I don't know. It's your flux capacitor. They don't make them anymore. Special order. Couple grand easy.
Oh my God, what?
Don't get air-conned into paying for shoddy service and stuff you don't need. Put Goodfellas on the job. Goodfellas AC will repair or install your AC the right way the first time. You'll know up front exactly what it'll cost and how long it'll take. No surprises and free second opinions. Good service, good prices, Goodfellas.
Since 1956, El Torero has been serving up authentic, Sonoran-style Mexican cuisine in the heart of historic 4th Avenue right here in Tucson. Family owned and operated for nearly 70 years, this South Tucson staple is where tradition meets flavor. Home of the best green corn tamales in town. El Torero's recipes have stood the test of time, offering a true taste of Tucson's rich culinary heritage. From their classic patty tacos to refreshing margaritas and cold beer. Every bite and sip tells a story of family and flavor. El Torero, more than a restaurant, it's a tradition. Visit them today on historic 4th Avenue and experience the taste of Tucson.
And this Friday, we've got a sweet deal for you from El Torero. You can get a $50 El Torero gift certificate for just $25. And this sweet deal will go on sale this Friday morning at 8:30 at WildcatsRadio1290.com.
When you bundle renters and auto with Progressive, you can save while protecting your most valuable possessions, like your priceless vinyl collection. Sure, you sleep on a futon because the money most people would have spent on a bed you spent on more records. But forget the fact that you can stream just about any song ever created for a few dollars a month. No, you need to listen to music in the most difficult way possible. So go ahead and get Progressive so you can save while protecting the things that matter to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Eat up, buddy. It's almost time for school.
You take charge of your home. You take charge of your work. Don't forget to take charge of your gut health too with Nature Made Probiotics. Nature Made has clinically studied probiotics that work with your digestive tract's natural bacteria, so you won't miss a beat in your daily routine. Find us in the vitamin aisle. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
This is Zach Gelb with the Sports Minute, sponsored by Metal Supermarkets. Convenience stores for metal. Find a store at metalsupermarkets.com. Former Alabama quarterback Greg McElroy said on his radio show that someone in the know told him that Nick Saban will make his return to coaching. And I think we all need to pay attention to the particular wording of the statement. Saban left Alabama because of the current structure of NIL and the transfer portal, so I don't see him returning to coach college anytime soon. And if Saban were to return to a sideline, I think it would only be for an NFL gig. I'm Zach Gelb.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy. In 2011, I founded Wesley Financial Group with one goal in mind: to help honest folks out of their timeshares permanently. Today, I run Wesley with my two sons, a real family business, treating every client and every employee like we'd want our own family treated. That philosophy has helped us grow into the largest, most trusted timeshare cancellation company in the United States. Fortune magazine even recognized us as one of the best places to work. Why? Because we genuinely care. In fact, some of our former clients were so moved by their experience working with us, they joined our team so they could help others to timeshare freedom. If you're stuck in a timeshare, give us a call. Let our family help your family.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-761-0000. That's 800-761-0000. 800-761-0000.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Final segment of today's show. Full shows all week this week, Monday through Friday, 3 to 6. Join us, DK on the sports tip, right here on Wildcats Radio 1290. The Mercury are back on the floor tonight. They'll be on the road. In fact, they're going to be on the road a lot. They play 7 of their next 8 games away from the desert. So a lot of road games for the second best team in the West right now, the Mercury at 14-6. Not an easy one tonight. They'll be on the road against the Golden State Valkyries, who are off to a tremendous start at 10-9. In fact, a lot of people calling the Valkyries and the Mercury the two surprise teams in the Western Conference. Phoenix coming off a win at home over the Minnesota Lynx, the best team in the West, in which they knocked them off 79-71 late last week. We mentioned one of the interesting stats from this game was the fact that the Mercury won, missing 15 of 16 3-point shots, 1 for 16 from 3, and they win by 8 points. One of the other interesting stats from this game is that there were only 15 total free throws in the contest. The Mercury took 10, the Lynx took just 5. All 15 were made, but the referees really let them play in that game, and that was to the liking of one Alyssa Thomas. It is your Desert Diamond Casino replay, brought to you by Desert Diamond Casino Sportsbook. It is Arizona's best bet. Let's hear from Alyssa Thomas on the style of play that you can do out there in the WNBA when the refs don't blow the whistle a lot.
I think it was a playoff atmosphere. It comes down to, like I said, who's going to make the shots, who's going to make winning plays down the stretch. You got to take fouls out of it, and you got to continue to play and finish through contact.
Don't you think that this kind of proves that there's a place in basketball for a low post game at this point in time, where you guys take the layups? You don't have to have a three-pointer to win. I mean, you beat the best team in the league with basically a lot of layups and low post game.
We played our game like we always do. I don't think you always need the post up game. Why work harder when you can move people around and cut and get open shots? So we're all about using what the defense is going to give us, and it worked for us.
That is Alyssa Thomas, who scored a career-high 29 points. Now, it does not appear they played that game without two of their best players in Clea Copper and Satu Sabali. It does not appear that those two are going to play tonight either.
It's been 5
Golden
days, right?
State. Yeah, Satu Sabali has been ruled out of tonight's game. with a right ankle injury. Kalia Copper will also not play tonight due to a right hamstring injury. So can this team win 2 games in a row without 2 of their best players is going to be the question. Now, they do have Dewana Bonner back. Bonner played in her first game, got a standing ovation from the crowd when she was introduced at the PHX Arena the other night, played 26 minutes. I don't think that was the plan going in for her to play that much in her first game, but 7 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal on 2 of 6 shooting for Dewana Bonner. Not bad. Nate Tibbetts is the head coach, and he explains how having Dewana Bonner back adds to the interior depth of the Mercury.
It's kind of like having Kat out there next to AT. We're going to be able to have Satu and AT out there together, or DB and AT, or Satu and Kat. I think just the versatility. I mean, I just kept saying to the staff and some of our players, I can't believe how big DB is. Like, she's just got size and length, and you can just feel her professionalism and her approach just in our building. Her focus in the timeouts, like, this stuff matters to her. She's going to figure it out. I mean, she can play the 2, she can play the 3, she can be a 4, she can be a 5. Just, again, it's going to help our size out there, just our length, and we're really excited that she's here.
Just officially now the best show in town, especially now with DB coming back. And, of course, the new big 3 with Satu and Kai and AT and here.
Yeah. That's for you guys to decide. I'm new to Phoenix.
Nate Tibbetts, head coach of your Phoenix Mercury. That's for us to decide whether the Mercury are now the best show in town. Well, the Diamondbacks, we said they're going to sell off, and the Suns did not go to the playoffs, and the hockey team is gone, and the Cardinals are about to start. So they're not yet into the conversation, but will be shortly.
What about Off-Broadway? That's a show, too. Right?
Off-Broadway. Yeah, there you go. Who's in that? Who is in Off-Broadway? Who's the star of that show?
It just depends. Depends on who's in the group, I think, more than anything. But I think there's no doubt about it. You mentioned that the Valkyrie and the Mercury are probably the 2 most surprising. I mean, second in the league right now, DK. So it's kind of hard to argue. Obviously, off-season for those other teams you mentioned. We're coming up on Cardinals are going to be playing before you know it. Suns just are working out their new draft picks. But as far as what's going on right now, it's got to be the Mercury as far as the team that's representing Phoenix the best.
That is your Desert Diamond Casino replay. It's brought to you by Desert Diamond Casino Sportsbook. It is Arizona's best bet. The Mercury are a 2-point underdog tonight in Golden State. Let's play this game. Do we take Golden State -2 or Phoenix +2? Without 2 of your best stars, but with Dewana Bonner back, I'm going to bet the Mercury tonight. I'm going to take the Mercury plus the 2 at -108 at the Desert Diamond Casino Hotel.
I'd have to look at their road record, honestly. I think they've been playing better at home than on the road. It's tough when you have your second and third best scorers not playing in a game. Yeah. I think that victory over the Lynx was very surprising, very shocking. But I honestly, DK, have not followed the Valkyrie. I remember when they were founded and obviously the draft that happened not too long ago. But I'm not super familiar with their roster.
Yeah, they've got Kayla Thornton is their leading scorer. She's going to be on the All-Star team. But yeah, they don't. I watched their game over the weekend. They were on TV, I believe, against New York, and there were not a lot of. Monica Billings, I think, was the only other name that I really recognized on that roster. But their coach was assistant coach with Becky Hammond in Las Vegas for 2 years, so she's got a pretty good pedigree for sure. So we'll see how that pans out tonight. Golden State and Phoenix. That'll be a 7:00 tip-off up in Northern California. All right, we're going to be back with you tomorrow here, and we'll continue to talk about the Arizona Wildcats and everything they've got going on in terms of football as we get you set for fall camp, which is just 2 weeks away. So join us for that. I'd like to thank John Perlman for joining us on the show today. Dragon Ball will be back with us tomorrow for JW Madden for cricket. My name is David Kelly. That is our time for tonight. Thank you very much for your time. Chat with you tomorrow, 3 o'clock, DK on the Sports Tip. You're listening to Wildcats Radio, 1290.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. Some slowing westbound on Ajo Way approaching Mission Road. A little bit of changes on Grant Road east of Country Club to Alvernon. Travel has now been shifted to the newly smooth repaved lanes. Still construction restrictions. You could use Pima or Glen instead. And I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Perfect for instant contact with an aging parent. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get an extra 60% off, free UPS shipping, and add code RADIO for an extra 5% off.
If Old Spice Deep Sea Super Hydration Body Wash were music, what would it sound like? Start with the deep sounds of Old Spice's ocean waves and kelp. Layer on the smooth, renewing moisture. You wouldn't hear any parabens or phthalates because Old Spice Deep Sea hasn't got any. But you would hear that vitamin B3 for healthier looking skin. So while your regular body wash sounds like this, Old Spice sounds like this. Sounds like it smells amazing.
Some things can steal your sunshine. Ugh, I just got my hair done.
Sorry, the cooler's broken. Anyone see my flip-flops? Anyone?
But COVID-19 can steal a lot more.
I just took a COVID test. Ugh.
Prescription medications for COVID exist. If you test positive this summer, ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com/COVID-19 to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Don't miss out on any of the action as the University of Arizona takes on the Big 12 Conference.
Bradley for three. Jaden Bradley has come alive in the second half.
You're listening to the flagship home of Arizona Wildcats athletics. Wildcats Radio 1290.
This summer, try the new Strato Frappuccino blended beverage at Starbucks. It's the classic blended iced coffee you know and love, now topped with a creamy layer of handcrafted brown sugar cold foam. Available for a limited time. Your Strato Frappuccino is ready at Starbucks.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with AutoPay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just one cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 and monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
It may only be summer, but Arizona football can't get here soon enough.
Lozano got a hole inside the 40, jumps to the left of the 30, down to the 25 to the 20, still going.
Catch Kedrick Reesano and the Cats all season long, right here on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Oh, I love this scene.
Yeah, man. I bet we could pull off a street race like this.
Dude, totally.
Hey, you know this is just a movie, right?
Whoa, what?
You try this in real life, you could kill someone, or even yourself.
Life's not like the movies. Avoid a life-changing consequence and slow down, because this is one disaster you can't outrun. Speeding catches up with you. A message presented by NHTSA.
Here's comedian Howie Mandel for hands-free Cozy Fit Skechers slip-ins.
I'm holding a new Cozy Fit Skechers slip-in sneaker, and first of all, I barely know I'm holding it. It's that light. You see, Cozy Fit is a cool new sneaker where the upper is made of a soft quilted material. It's kind of like a little puffer jacket for your feet, except it looks like a super stylish sneaker.
Introducing new Cozy Fit Skechers slip-ins, the latest comfort creation from Skechers. You can find Cozy Fit Skechers slip-ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Snakes, zombies, public speaking. The list of fears is endless. But the real danger is in your hand when you're behind the wheel. Distracted driving is what's really scary and even deadly. Eyes forward, don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. No one is talking Roadrunners, Sugar Skulls, and FC Tucson like us. We are Southern Arizona's #1 sports station. Wildcats Radio 1290.